How did I beat Shannon?
No, she's here.
Where is she?
She was actually first. Well, I was
Oh,
first,
shoot.
but she was
Her,
next.
her little box isn't showing up for me, but...
Well, she turned off her camera
Well, that'd be why.
in the room at the moment, but I am posting right
Oh,
now.
you're posting?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. I mean, we are now live, and since you're posting, hopefully, I assume our friends shall join us soon. But anyway, yeah. So my background, um, basically, my not my landlord, but my property manager was coming to take pictures this week. Remember my property manager who has forgotten 3 times, or rescheduled once, forgotten twice, to come and take pictures of my apartment. And so I cleaned all day the day before, and then only for her to forget to come. Anyway, but she finally actually came on Wednesday. But point being, my background was hung up by thumbtacks, and I didn't want her to see very visible thumbtacks because I'm not supposed to use them. So I took my background down and filled in the holes with paint. So with acrylic paint.
Did it work?
She didn't notice them, but I don't think she was looking closely either, so it doesn't matter. It's just me being paranoid. It's more like we have to ask that question, did it work, once I move out? Except that I started peeling this thing off the wall, which is a whiteboard. This is like a paste on whiteboard. And it's just peeling all the paint with it. So it's not even gonna matter. I'm just gonna have to pay for this whole wall to be repainted. Can't wait for that. But, it's fine. I don't expect to get my security deposit back. I'm just hoping not to have to pay more than my security deposit for it. That's the real goal in life.
Yeah, I get that. Alright, so we're still waiting for Shannon. We are live, though. So I'm
here.
going...
I'm just,
No, I know, but I'm gonna wait. Well, actually, while you're getting ready then, I'm going to go through our recap, because since everybody's actually physically here, we can start fairly on time today.
Cool.
Woohoo! Okay, so, hello everybody, and welcome back to the world of Ninda. It shall be an illuminating experience tonight.
Oh.
Not really. Well, I mean, maybe it will be. So we are currently, whoops, sorry, I was messing with my little camera cover. It started to come off. We will be tuning right back in to where we were last session. Last session, we finally made it out of the Library of Mysteries and Magics in Dorsima. And we saw Cade, Estrella, and Zahara, along with Monty and Ruby, work together to try and figure out where they're headed next, and piece together various parts of the puzzle that they had gleaned from their nights of sneaking through the library and sneaking through a dinner party. So we learned that the god of the wilds, Yanam Brai, is apparently gaining strength, and needs to be quote unquote taken out, according to Ikish Onu, the leader of the Shades. And we are now going to be, so we've all decided that our heroes decided that they are going to be heading to Coven's Cove, Zahara's hometown, to try and see what's up over there. What's going on? What's the happenings? And we also found that Monty was mentioned in this journal that was found, written by Charlie, a mysterious Charlie that we believe is the first leader of Sleeper's Bay. So, but he wrote a book titled The Life of a God, and it's a journal written in first person, so question marks all around. So we are going to zoom back in with Zahara and Monty and Ruby. It's like 3 a.m. Cade and Estrella, I'm assuming, have gone to sleep. Zahara's just letting Ruby out one last time. You know, letting your hawk out once more before bed. And Monty's with her. And Zahara's just asked Monty if he remembers anything from being before he was awakened. And he rolled a 16 on that history check.
I am excited to see what this history check holds.
That is where we are now. So I did figure this out. It took me a while trying to figure out things. I'm about to see. I think. Maybe not. No, not. Okay. So Monty thinks about it for a moment. He's kind of, he's squatting there. And he's
Squatting there.
And he's thinking, and he goes, well, the first thing I really remember is seeing you.
That's all he
But I
knew.
kind of
Sorry, go on.
imagine if that was it. And but before that, I have like foggy memories. They're like, it feels like a dream. I don't dream, but from what people have told me, it feels like a dream. And I remember being a little seedling, popping out of the ground for the first time and almost being eaten by Tom. You remember Tom? Zahara, he's talking to you specifically. Do you remember who Tom is?
Do I remember who Tom is? I'm asking you now.
I'm gonna say yes, because I don't think that you would forget about Tom. Tom is Lila's cat. Or technically he's not a cat, he's a
Right.
like a tressum.
Who could forget about Tom?
He's a flying cat.
I remember now.
Yeah.
Who could forget about Tom? Apparently Shannon can.
Yeah, it's a tressum. And then I remember growing a little bigger. And then I remember being taken out of the ground and being sold at the market. And then and then the next thing I remember is you after you planted me in that pot. That's it.
Alright. Did you said it was Lila that owns the cat?
Yeah.
Did Lila plant you originally?
I think so.
Okay. Interesting.
And then, like I said before, I remember that nasty termite infection, but that was before I was sold.
That does not sound lovely at all.
No, it wasn't.
That sounds rough, buddy.
It was. That's it.
Cool. Well, that gives me something to think about. Thanks. Good job, Monty.
You're welcome. Thank you. I think I did a very good job.
As we're doing this, me in the real world is trying to fix my headphones because they're not syncing up to my computer.
Oh no.
And I'm not sure if it's because they broke because they were in my bag on the airplane or if it was because my brother fixed my laptop and maybe something's going on with the sound where it's not recognizing my system. But here we go.
When you plug it in, try going into your settings.
Okay. I'm just like, you know.
While she's doing that, I'm gonna just briefly explain to everyone that when Shannon, because I don't think she said this, but one of the reasons that Shannon couldn't stream last week is because she came home to surprise us,
I did.
and she didn't want us to know that she was
I was
home.
the most surprised since I was not informed until until seeing a Snapchat later on that night.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. We didn't know
I'm
either.
sorry, Rebecca. I wish I could have been there. Going on.
Look, you're coming home
I
earlier
know.
than she is. You're gonna be like 30 minutes away from
No, I'm gonna be like an
Me,
hour
when I-
from you.
Also
But,
the last-
yeah.
when I
Oh,
move.
that's true.
When I finally
That's true.
move.
Yeah.
Rebecca is also the last of our group that I have seen in person.
That is true.
I did stay with
That
you.
is true.
That is
You
true.
did visit me back in some
At some-
date
maybe
in the
someday.
past.
Okay, so while you're still figuring out your headphone stuff, was there anything else you wanted to say to Monty? Okay.
No. This is the night, right? Like this is like closer in like late in the evening.
It's 3 a.m.
Okay, we're going to sleep.
Yeah. So you guys all go back into Cade's apartment and head to bed. Wherever your respective sleeping places are. And you wake up the next morning. Zahara's probably sleeping in a bit because she stayed up a little later than you guys. And you guys are all now level 4.
Woo!
So yeah. Is there anything particularly exciting that you guys want to share about your leveling up, unless you want it to come up naturally as we play?
I mean, level 4 is just, abilities type things, so...
No, I know, but in case anybody took a feat or...
I
have a 20 dex now. Woo!
I mean, I
Dope.
got... I finally have proficient... I took a feat to get more proficiencies, so I finally have proficiency in persuasion and stealth, I think I didn't have before.
Well,
I don't remember. I have so many proficiencies, y'all.
I have expertise in deception, history, insight, and stealth right
Yeah,
now.
I have expertise in deception, insight, performance, and sleight of
leveled up.
hand. Do I have expertise in sleight of hand? Yes. Yes, I have expertise in sleight of hand.
My
Why do
passive
I have
perception is now
7? That doesn't
19.
make any sense. Why do I have 7 sleight of hand? That's not... If my proficiency... Oh, wait, no, I can't do math. Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, I have... So... It
You're
doesn't
a
matter!
math major.
No, sorry, I misspoke. I can't do arithmetic. Anyway,
Mr. Math. Professor.
I don't teach arithmetic. That's for children. Anyway.
That's for children, she says, as a full-grown adult who just said she can't do arithmetic.
Correct. You lose your ability to do arithmetic the more math you do. Okay, that's a known fact.
Okay. So Australia. So all right. So you guys got all those
Yeah. So
ability
anyway,
bumps.
no one is ever going to doubt me again, because I'm so deceptive.
Sure.
My performance and persuasion are just great. No, I'm just wonderful. Moving on.
Awesome. That just means I'll have to make DCs higher.
Hey, that's not how that
No.
works.
We just
It
started.
can be if I want it to be. Okay, so Estrella and Cade, you guys are up first. What do you do on this fine morning? Actually, it's not a fine morning. It's pouring outside.
Oh. It's a fine morning for Rebecca.
I do like rain. I don't know that Estrella would. I am
also-
not a fan of rain
You don't
because,
ruin my hair!
exactly. Yes, you get it, and you barely have. Do you get frizz?
Hair.
I don't.
My character's still asleep.
Oh, okay, so I'm just talking
Yeah,
to myself.
Zahara is definitely still asleep.
Okay.
Um,
I think Estrella is an early riser, which is maybe unexpected, but I could see that. So
I could
so
see too.
Estrella is up, she looks outside and is like, oh, the frizz. But I don't know whatever, is Kate up?
I assume so.
Could knock on the door.
I'm choking.
You hear Cade choking. You give Cade the hot lick.
You okay in there?
Sorry, not the Heimlich, abdominal thrusts. Not the
Ew.
Heimlich anymore. That's what they're
that
called now.
phrase.
Wait, what?
I just did my CPR training. That's what they're
Estrella,
called.
do not thrust my
I
abdomen
wasn't planning
under
on
any
it.
circumstance. I don't care if I'm dying.
I don't
Just
like
let me
that
die.
sentence. That was a
Um,
sentence I could have not heard.
yeah, so
I get up. I don't know what. We have to like make like a packing list. Like, what do we have to do today?
I mean, okay. Actually, you'll have to wait until Zahara gets up for this. But I did make new maps, so you guys
Ooh.
can actually check out your roads.
Cool.
But
So
while
I suppose we do have to plan, yeah.
while you guys are kind of like thinking about what you should do, a note is slipped under your door, Cade. Or rather, not a note; it's a letter. An
What did it
envelope.
say?
You should get better security around here. You should talk to your landlord about that, because seriously, random like bags in your
Security?
apartment, and now people could just slip things under your door. We're on a second floor apartment. You should really look into that.
I mean, the door is open to the outside world.
Still,
You know.
just saying.
I'll get right on that.
I
I open the letter.
Give me a second. Everybody can go check out our Discord, where I'm going to post it right now. Sorry, I thought I had it up. I don't.
Do you mean our Discord as in our personal one, or the role for?
No, like I'm putting it in our Roll for Nostalgia Discord.
Okay. So I can't bring it up on the stream then. Or is it also in Roll20?
Am I supposed to be?
It's not in Roll20.
Okay. Hold on. I'll see if I can figure out how to get this on the stream for future reference. I might be able to.
Well, that's why I put it in the Discord so that everyone could
Well, if
see
they're
it.
not, but for future reference, like a person watching
Yeah.
this in the past doesn't have to go search for it.
Well, I'm currently looking at it, and is it
I can download it.
what?
I mean, why can't I open it?
How in the fudge?
Okay, that works.
It doesn't look like it's in English.
It's
If-
not. It's clearly not. But it does say at the bottom.
Well,
The broken doors are waiting down the path you've never known. My darling ones, be careful now and don't go out alone. Oh, it's that whole thing again. Ugh, tired of this. What do they want from us? Why do they keep telling us things in other languages now? Sheesh.
am I supposed to crack this code?
I mean, you guys can do like an investigation check if you want.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, my investigation is not good. There's nothing
Neither.
else I could do, though, I suppose. That would be helpful. History or investigation are the same. Can't do insight on writing, so...
Can I make a history check? See if I recognize the writing.
I
Yeah.
got a nat 1, so I definitely can't...
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
no,
20.
that's a 1, so definitely
I
can't
got a
read
22
it.
history.
Estrella realizes that she's dyslexic.
Oh.
Oh no.
No, That's a lot to strap
Wait,
on
no,
me.
can it
really,
be that
not
she
really.
doesn't realize it's a different language, so now she thinks she's dyslexic
Yeah,
because
that's
she got
pretty
in
much
that
what
one?
I'm Estrella. I'm however old Estrella is, and I never fucking learned how to read.
Read. What up?
I got a 22 history.
You know, honestly, Rebecca has looked at things that are in another language before and started thinking that this is a legitimate thing that I have done when I was reading like something in Spanish or something. I thought I was having a stroke because I didn't realize it was in
pretty sure.
another language. I was just like, why can't I understand these words? What is happening? Because I was like in that zone where you're not fully paying attention to what you're reading because you have ADHD and that's how life works. Anyway, yeah, so
Right.
this happens to me.
Cade, what'd you get?
22.
22. You actually don't even understand why Rebecca is very confused.
You mean Estrella? Yeah, you would really not understand why Rebecca's
Sorry,
confused.
you don't know why Estrella is very confused because one of these languages you understand. And then it takes you a moment and you realize, she doesn't understand it because it's not common. But one of these languages is one you know.
Wait, is one of them infernal? Just out of curiosity.
Do you speak
I
Infernal?
do.
Then you would know that yes, one of these is Infernal.
So I have a mini stroke while trying to read the other ones, but eventually I get to the Infernal and I'm like, oh, demon language, I get it.
So the I'm trying to remember which one was which. Hold on, now I gotta pull up my other thing.
Okay, I forget what language I speak.
Are any of them thieves' cant?
No.
So just the Infernal then.
Yeah. So the second stanza is Infernal.
Okay, so up here is Infernal.
And the fourth stanza
Here.
is
Elvish. Yeah, I was gonna guess that based off of the pretty lettering. It seems Elvish, it's all fancy like.
And with that 22, I'm also going to say that.
Hold on, can I make a guess? Can Rebecca make a guess, not Estrella with her nat
Sure.
one? Is the third one Draconic?
I'm gonna tell you this. Yes, Cade would not know that, so you will have to wait until Zahara wakes up.
I just want to know if
just for your satisfaction,
you would share that with me, and then I can figure that out.
I wonder. First one Dwarvish.
No.
Okay. Well,
the reason that I'm giving Cade this one on the 22 is that it's while it doesn't quite look similar, somehow it kind of still registers with Cade a little bit. It's in Sylvan.
Man, I said it right after you, but I had it.
I almost took Sylvan and I did Primordial instead for my languages.
Primordial?
Yeah. So we got Draconic. Are any of them Primordial or Undercommon?
Wait, yeah, wouldn't you speak... Shouldn't you speak Draconic, Zahara?
I do.
Okay, so when Zahara wakes up, she'll read that part, I guess.
Yeah, I also get extra language for Ranger.
I will message each of you individually with what you're saying.
So I just want to lay this out. First one, Sylvan, none of us necessarily know it, but speaking Elvish means you kind of recognize it, because that's how Sylvan works. Okay.
Yeah.
Second one is Infernal, which I know. Third one is Draconic, which Zahara knows, but she's not awake yet, but when she's awake, she can read it. Fourth one is Elvish, which Cade knows. And the paragraph under that has all four of them together. So, okay. Then
so I will be sending you your stanza and your line, like the line of that last.
Are you sending this in Discord?
In our Discord of the Ninda Discord.
Now Sylvan and Elvish, just to double check, they use the same script, but it's a different language, right?
Those are different.
In this world, they use a different script.
It's just that they have similarities. It's like,
because elves essentially came from Fae, They have
Yeah.
So it's
they have
if you're
something.
reading, if you know, I don't know, if you know Chinese, like the written form of Chinese, sometimes you can
Yeah.
recognize certain like Japanese characters and figure them out, but it's the actual language is completely different.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. And I just sent you both your stanzas.
Okay, yes.
And I'm going to now send you your the single line.
Did Cade, did you show this to Estrella or did you just read it to yourself? Just making sure, because, you know.
I would probably look at my, acknowledge my stanza, see that I can read that, and then show it to you.
Do you know any of these languages, probably? Alright. So, the rest of this is utter nonsense, just symbols. I don't even, this isn't even actually writing, it's just, scratches and such. But the third one seems to be writing.
It's all writing. What do you mean?
Oh, sorry, yeah. What do you, those are clearly just, look at that, look at that, it's like that, sorry, I meant to say the second one is, writing, but the third one is just, scratch, you know? And then, that first one is clearly just, ink,
but I'm certain
spots,
it's something.
like someone just sort of was testing the pen before they got to the second area where they started writing an infernal. So clearly they were some sort of possessed demon writing this who were just trying to, get the pen to work, and then they wrote out a thing, and then they started scratching it with the fingernails.
What does the infernal say?
It says the world you know is broken, but it was ruined from the start, that whole thing. And then, you could simply go home, you need not be apart. I don't like that sentiment personally, but,
Me either.
And then, so clearly they scratched about a little. They did a little bit of curlicues, it's cute, but, I guess they were just messing about. And then, when you are taking notes and you sort of doodle a little, and that's clearly what's going on under that. And then they did some more, but then they have one more line that's actually words that says, think of others and yourself. So, I guess they're telling them, demons not to be so selfish or something, but think of others and yourself, so maybe be a little selfish. That's what I'm getting from it.
Zahara, I'm gonna say at this point you could have woken up.
As you wake up.
With how much they're arguing over it, yeah, of course.
I would like to say you wake up as I say to Estrella, were you dropped as a child?
Probably.
On your head?
I mean, I did a lot of sort of acrobatic stunts and such, so it's a good chance that I sort of hit my head in the past.
I snatched the note out of her hand. I don't
know what's the problem. Are you partial to this type of artwork?
Oh my god.
And Cade, in order to kind of decipher, again, since you know Elvish, you can kind of muddle your way through this Sylvan, but it's going to take you a little longer, so I am going to need you to give me just an intelligence check.
Okay.
Just a raw intelligence.
There's a fly
Monty
buzzing around my head.
Still
if anyone sees me, it looks like I'm
fairy
seizing.
friends, does he?
No, they
they
left you when they got to the city limits.
Maybe we
It was
could
so
find them
close
again.
to a nat 20, but it wasn't. I got 10.
And Zahara, have you woken up at this point, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
You probably heard, me critiquing the artwork, so.
I mean, with them badgering on and on.
Well,
so I'm gonna
Cade's got
send you-
weird sort of. Some demon is trying to communicate with Cade, and I don't know why they're not more freaked out about that. Honestly.
Because that is absolutely not what is happening.
What do you think is
Zahara,
happening?
can you read any of this? Preferably the first or third paragraph.
The paragraph?
Hands
What are you
up.
talking about?
I'm so ignoring Estrella. I can't. With the idiocy.
She's being so rude.
I got a nat 1!
I know you are! I know you did.
So to me,
Alright,
it doesn't even look like writing.
Zahara, I'm sending you your stanza.
Okay, through what?
Discord, our Ninda Discord.
Cool. All right. Y'all ready for this? All right. So it says, from the ones you think are lost, for they can still be found, not always how you hoped, yet still you are not bound.
Should we read this in order?
And
Wait,
then
is this in
I
order?
don't like that.
Third line says,
Okay.
trust in those with different views.
I do not like that stanza.
I didn't like my stanza, so.
Mine is question what you know, seek out what you don't, fear what's in the castle, not what's lurking in the moat. And then my line is look deeper than books on a shelf.
Alright, so they're telling us to trust people, to listen to people with different views, but we should still fear the kings. So, I don't know what the politics are, but that's,
And Cade, what did you get on that intelligence check?
A 10.
A 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so can we read them in order?
Yeah, I'm gonna now post the translated.
They were in order.
Well, that's true. They were, but I mean, like, read them all together instead of pausing, because my brain can't work that way.
That's valid. I'm gonna put the translated photo in Discord.
Okay. Cool.
Still working on the audio issue. I did try a different set of earbuds, and those also wouldn't work, so I think it's something about my laptop. I think I have to, like, reconfigure the sound or something like that.
Correct. Didn't that happen to you once? We were playing a game, and his headphones hit him, and then he ordered, like, $200 headphones or ridiculous.
Oh my.
And it was just...
Kate, you're very quiet.
Your headphones are also not working very well.
We're all,
I haven't even done a thing where I have to move my mic closer, so you probably can't even hear me anyway. But, yeah.
So has it been like that the whole time?
No, this is new.
Just now, it just kind of dipped. So while you're trying to figure that out, I'm going to read the letter out in its entirety. Perhaps I was too cryptic with my riddles and my prose. My words are not of malice, no harm to you I pose. The world you know is broken, but it was ruined from the start. You could simply go home, you need not be apart from the ones you think are lost, for they can still be found. Not always how you hoped, yet still you are not bound. Question what you know, seek out what you don't. Fear what's in the castle, not what's lurking in the moat. All I ask is that you think of others and yourself. Trust in those with different views. Look deeper than books on a shelf. The broken doors are waiting down the path you've never known. My darling ones, be careful now and don't go out alone.
Alright, so I'm just going to latch on to one particular part of this that goes along with my particular view, which maybe, since the end part says not to do that, but whatever, it does say, the ones you think are lost can still be found, and that's hopeful. I'm here for that sentiment, and the rest of it can just poof. I don't want to go home, personally, so, but, not always how you hoped. But we're ignoring that part, too. They can still be found. Not always how you hope, but, they can still be found, and that's the part that matters, right? So, yeah. I think I would agree that whoever this is has been too cryptic, yes, and is continuing to be, but maybe the idea is that this is less cryptic and we can take it at face value that we should continue looking for our missing loved ones.
I'm concerned we're not going to get them back in the way.
You
Kate,
just
try just putting your mic closer to your...
Face. Yeah, I could barely hear that one.
No,
Ow.
that didn't help. Try rotating your... Yeah, just unplug them and plug them back in. Try turning them off and turning them on again.
Hello.
no.
No.
It's like it's not coming. Well, that sounded louder.
That was loud.
Oh. Huh. Maybe it's
And I could yell.
Yeah, I heard that. So just yell the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm sure the people I'm
There's
sure
a
your
plan.
mom will love that.
I'll
I mean,
be fine.
she's not
There you
home,
go.
but I sound like I'm hosting a game show when I talk like
And you
this.
sound just normal
Not to
here.
I feel a little bit crazy. I mean, I can talk at this volume, I suppose.
Yeah, so you guys have this letter. It was slipped under your door.
Well, great.
Alright, so
Can I make like a history check or something? Where is there like a big castle? Do I know where a big castle would
the
be?
fortress?
No.
Is that a castle?
No, it's not a
I was
castle.
assuming it was more
They're
of
literally fortresses.
more of a well, are they shaped like castles? But no, I was assuming it was more of a like a metaphorical castle. You know, don't be afraid of the
Oh.
monsters. Be afraid of what the monsters are protecting.
Oh.
So, in essence, that could mean if we're talking about okay. So if the moat is like, or I guess you would fear the moat as in the that's the path to the castle. So don't fear the path there, fear what's inside. Which I am definitely going to be afraid of whatever's at the end of the path. That makes sense. That seems
Wait
logical.
a minute. Sienna, can you pull up the world map again, please?
Yep. Oh, actually, and now that Zahara is up, actually, Zahara, as you guys are all talking about this, you pull out your map. And this is a map that's been with you since you were a little kid.
Yes.
Before you actually lived in Coven's Cove.
A wee lass.
Oh, we laugh.
Yes.
Aw.
Oh.
Ooh, wow. Is that my map?
That is your map.
That's cute.
Cool. So if you look in the bottom right where it says Featherlands, there's like that little island with like the little river, and maybe that's the moat that it's referring to.
So that would be a very
And maybe the castle.
that would be a rather literal version of it, but that's not crazy. But and it doesn't seem like whoever writes these things is into literal interpretations of things, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean I like that idea. It feels like it's more metaphorical. Like if we're supposed to, you know, question what you know, seek out what you don't, fear what's in the castle, not what's lurking in the moat. As in, we should keep asking questions, keep digging, keep going forward, try to get to this castle. Don't be afraid yet. We can fear what's at the other side.
I hate this person. Can't they just tell us what they want?
I'm sorry. It's just a 25-year-old girl named Sienna.
Surprise.
Imagine
I'm
it's
actually the
just
big
somebody
bad. The
pranking
whole-
you guys.
Yeah. See, that's why you need better security. I called it.
This is Titian has actually been sending you these.
Oh my god.
that tracks.
I wish.
It does. You get all around the world and you finally come back to Dorsima and are like, I don't know what we were supposed to find. And Titian goes, you should see your faces!
Oh my god. I think Sahara might just go on a murder spree.
I mean, you kidnapped my brother for this?
That's what changes
No,
Zahara's
I have
alignment.
nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
All
Made
of
me
our
think
relatives
that
are still dead.
Week's still left.
For the ones you think are lost,
I have no
for-
idea what we're
for
doing.
they can still be found, not always how you hoped, yet still you are not found. Question what you know, seek out what you don't, fear what's in the castle, not what's lurking in the moat. Yeah, so my thought is that it's metaphorical and that we don't know what the castle is necessarily yet. Unless, unless it's just political power and monarchy and fear that and all of that, we should fight our way past the moat to take down an anarchy things. Okay, probably not that. But it was a thought.
Where are you reading this exactly?
The Discord.
Where did she put it?
I
I
Oh,
also
our
put it on
Discord.
Roll20. It's
I
now
see,
on
I
Roll20
see.
Oh,
as
it is.
well.
Okay.
Yeah.
You need not be apart from each other, I guess.
This one?
Oh, from the ones you think are lost.
Wait, hold on.
Huh?
How are you seeing it in roll? It's not on Roll20. What?
Yes, it is. It's under riddles.
What's it called?
Wait.
Letter on
Yeah,
door.
there's nothing in that. It's blank.
Oh, I forgot to put because I wrote it in the GM notes. I forgot to.
Do you think we have to each go back to our hometowns? But
I mean, it says you.
Zahara's is
It says that you
underwater.
can go home. I assumed that meant you could just quit.
There you go.
But it's because you need not be apart from the loved ones you think are lost.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Whatever. Are we still committing to going to Coven's Cove, or do we think that this needs more, do we think this is pointing us in a different direction?
I mean...
Someone could give me an insight check if
Okay.
you wanted to.
I do.
I shall refrain.
I got a 21.
Oh yeah. You think that this is just again, they're kind of as vaguely cryptic as they are in their other notes. To the point, even though they say they're trying not to be, they're still doing it. And they kind of are just... It seems like they were trying to give you guys an out if you didn't want to go on such a journey.
that's what
that's
you can
what
go home
the
part is.
Yeah, the world is it was saying that the world is broken, and there are things that have been, there are secrets that have been lost to time, kind of thing. And you could go seek those out if you want.
I get it. It's saying you could simply go home. That's a separate thought from you need not be apart from the ones you think are lost. Is that it? Okay, so it's like you could go home, but you need not be apart from the ones you think are... Sorry, invoice. You need not be apart from the ones you think are lost, for they can still be found, not always how you hoped, yet you're not bound to go find them.
Okay.
Circle gets a square.
I don't know what that means. But
All
okay.
right.
I don't know either. It's just a thing.
I also
Yeah.
did that.
It's just a thing that
I
it's
know.
like it's
Yeah.
like yes, you got it, and I think it comes from Celebrity Pyramid or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. It was like an old '90s show.
Okay. Question what you know, seek out what you don't, fear what's in the castle, not what's lurking in the moat. Okay, so we have figured out first 3 paragraphs down. Got that. So basically, who wants to quit now?
I mean...
Okay, well, you know what? Nobody asked you.
Kate
You
is just
did.
a
You
normal
literally asked
person.
her.
Kate
Yeah.
is a normal person.
Kate is just a normal human being
If
who
they,
wants to work in a bookstore.
if they didn't have these magical abilities, they would essentially be Galir from
Hey now.
I said if they didn't, because you're stronger because you have those magical
If I
abilities.
didn't, I would just be
Wouldn't
your
be nearly as
average Barnes and
pathetic.
Noble employee.
You telling me that
Yes.
every normal person is as pathetic as Galir.
No, I just meant in the stats way. I meant like
Soaking
well,
for barking.
anyway,
All right. So Coven's Cove still.
I think yes, we should go. I mean, we had a lot of thoughts before about where we could go, but I think Coven's Cove was the if not the best one, at least a good one, because then we could go maybe
A
see
fairly
what's
safe
up with
one.
the Dark Isles and all that. I mean,
Yeah.
look, if you aren't down for this, I mean, wouldn't blame you. I'm in it because I need to find I'm going to find Hallow. That's the whole reason I mean, it's one of the reasons I
that
left
third
home.
stanza does intrigue
so-
me.
What?
I said that third stanza does intrigue me.
I think it would be very funny if Kate and Cade just decided, nah, I don't think I'm gonna go. And Kate's out of the rest of the season, everybody.
That's
No,
a roll
no.
a new character,
I made
just
you
because.
DM my
No,
daily
no.
adventure
This
bookstore.
is Kate's one chance.
Oh, okay, no new characters,
They
just
don't get to
out.
roll a new
We
character.
kick you off of the stream entirely. Like you're.
No,
It's
I
roll
want-
3 nostalgia now.
I want Sienna to DM me working in a bookstore.
Every session just
Every
has
day.
like a 30-minute section where it's just Cade working.
Paid working
Yes.
retail and dealing with the
Werbling's
general
wrath.
public.
Have you ever seen that post on Tumblr about this guy who let his grandma play in his campaign?
Yes.
And
Yes.
Okay. Well, for those who haven't
bakes
seen
them
it, I will
cookies
finish
and stuff.
describing it. Basically, the grandma decides to open like a shop or whatever, and so he would just DM her in her shop for like a part of the session, then go back to the actual fighting
Precious.
and stuff, and then come back to her shop.
I absolutely love it.
Oh my god.
All right, so looking at this map that you guys have in front of you, you now have roadways, and I'm going to tell you
Road
what
rage?
roadways.
I'm
going to give you the color coding what this means because Zahara would know this because Zahara somewhat essentially made this map. So Zahara, I'm going to tell you the story behind this map. This map was given to you and your brothers by your mom. And it was to teach you guys about the different towns. It was just like a geography lesson. So these pieces of like writing are your mom's handwriting. As you went about your travels, you started to fill in the land kind of yourself. All of these are supposedly like all these different colors are supposed to be like kind of colored in crayon. In different
Oh my god.
colors. And they're, because in true Zahara fashion, the colors represent different ecosystems and biomes. So like these are deserts. These two right here are deserts. This is a forest area. This is a marshy area. This is like a sandy, rocky.
Because I can't. Are you like?
I have the
It's
little
not showing up for me. Is it showing up for you guys?
my little
No.
my little circle.
No.
Checking my laptop.
No.
Nope.
Oh, it's because I was on the GM overlay. Do you see it now?
Yeah.
There it is. All right, so these are deserts. This is a forest. Like, you know, the shades are a forest. This is just a kind of dead forest. Like grasslands, beach, marsh, more forest. And then the colors of the roads are kind of, so the one red one is just the main road. The blue ones are ones that are frequented by the protectors of Ninda. They're common military routes. It doesn't mean that other people don't take them. It's just those are more likely to.
I didn't know.
You're more likely to run into protectors of Ninda, so essentially the military on these routes. And then the green ones are just kind of travel / like merchants. They are still established roads, but they're not like frequented by too many people.
Wait, hold on. What
Um,
were the
And
blue
then
and
the
the
white
red?
ones are
Sorry, what were the blue and the red?
The blue are essentially military, and the red is
Yeah, apparently I can write on it.
that's fine. You can do it up. And the red one is just the main road. That's like one solid road that goes through most of
And
Ninda.
I'm assuming the white is shipping roads.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
And then up here, yes, as you guessed, this is mountain. It doesn't really show up here, but this, and so the the actual past the godly peaks, the isles, and the dark islands are supposed to be a slightly different gray than the rest. Because you've never been there, Zahara, so you never colored those in.
Question mark. Question mark. Got it.
And this one down here.
Oh. Question mark.
Oh, and this is a particularly fun little island that literally does have 3 different ecosystem biomes on it. So, like, you would think that line would be where, like, we would split things off, but no, that's, like, a natural occurrence.
Wait, hold on, sorry, where?
Here, it actually has the 3 different biomes that surround it. So, like, this is marshy, this is, like, grassland area,
okay.
And this is
that color is very similar, too. So, this is marsh, okay.
Yeah, this one is marsh.
Got it.
Like a mire.
Right, yes, it does say that.
Twice.
And yeah, and the white ones are shipping. And actually, Zahara, just another little tidbit for you. This writing, the like more scripty writing, that's Lila's handwriting. She was teaching you one day while you were living in Coven's Cove. She just taught you some of the like more mysterious areas of the world. She just named them for you. And the shipping routes, Doc taught you about them.
Okay, that's terrible.
And last but not least, I will now add the new information that you guys have actually learned. Boom. Or I guess I should do this.
What is that?
Yeah, so
Boom.
I don't think I can fix my whole
Oh, what is that?
Yeah, I don't think I can fix my whole sound thing. I might have to restart my laptop, so I'll just like do that later.
You sound fine to me.
Yeah.
Leo, you sound better than me because I'm still yelling.
It's my headphones that aren't working. Well, it's not the headphones because I tried my earbuds and those weren't connecting too. So I think it's something with my computer.
That's annoying.
Because I did have my brother look at my computer and like do a whole bunch of like updates and like troubleshooting to try to like fix it because it was getting so slow. So he did, but now I'm like, I wonder if like maybe one of the things deleted was like the capability of headphones to use
like
it.
Maybe a driver of some sort got deleted accidentally.
Yeah, maybe it's something like that.
Restarting it will get your drivers back if that's the problem.
I hope so.
I mean, that's how they work, so it should be fine. But I don't know if that's the issue.
Okay.
But yeah.
What did you say these little things you just dropped in were?
Well, when Estrella was at the banquet, they talked about road closings.
Oh, right.
Oh.
Okay.
So,
okay, I'll put them.
but I will say that they are now they are road closings for like pedestrians and like not the military still will be using these roads. Oh, and this portion of the road, like basically just this half of the main road has probably not been used since Coven Cove fell away into the sea. Because if you're from Forminda or you're trying to get to Forminda, most people will take a shipping route.
Mm-hmm.
Well, great. How the hell
It
are
just-
we getting there?
It just means that it might be a
Wait,
little
so-
more dangerous.
So, wait, which area? So, like here?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I have.
Well,
the
I mean,
power.
like, starting here.
Oh.
Wait,
Basically,
alright,
no one's
where
used
are we
the-
right now? We're here.
So I don't know how to get rid of what I just did. Hold on. Oh, yes,
I
I
don't
can
either.
just delete it. It's fine. Or can I bring it back? No. That's weird. I can't bring it back, but I can delete it. Okay. So, like, starting here, it's not that it's closed, it's just that it's not. It
People haven't really been using
okay,
it.
so I'm just gonna put that there as.
So we can take.
Well, at least it kind of rules out going to the fortress anyway, since like any roads that would go there are closed.
Suspicious, no?
I mean, they're closed for a reason. It's because they're at war. I mean, that was kind of the whole thing. I don't think it's suspicious. It's, very much
Okay.
that.
So how are we getting to Coven's Cove? Merchant to main road, then veer off around the road closing? Like, get what I'm saying?
That's one way.
Well, I mean, it's not. Wait, hold on. Where are we? We're in Dorsima. Okay, so we
You
are currently
are-
here. Okay, we all did it. Good. We're definitely here. All right. So,
You are here.
So, hold on. I'm just going to.
Here, I'm gonna say that Monty is gonna be your marker.
No. I have an
you
idea.
go.
I will delete this
God.
after I do it, but I have an idea. I need an obnoxious color, but not too obnoxious. I guess I'll use the red. Okay. So we could go like this, and then we hit a road closure, so we kind of have to go
Wait.
like.
I don't see what you're
you'll-
doing.
I don't see
Oh,
anything
okay. Sorry.
either.
You'll see it as soon as I'm done.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Because I'm drawing it. Like this. Do you see it now?
No. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah.
Are we allowed to take the military roads?
Oh, yeah. When I say military roads, like the blue roads doesn't mean that people can't go on them.
Gotcha.
It's just that they are more frequented by military.
Okay, so that.
Basically,
Okay.
the way I kind of envisioned Zahara coloring this map in was kind of like who you saw when you guys were like traveling around.
Gotcha.
You happened to notice that on these particular roads there were more military, and then as you got older you learned like that, oh yeah, these are actually military, like the military
Gotcha.
are more commonly on these.
Jeez. Why
Thanks.
can't I?
Mhm.
Okay, so that's option number 1.
I see what you.
Yeah, I just deleted the
option
second
number
one
2.
because I missed the mark that I meant to do it on. So, like, option number 2, we could go down here to get there. Option number 3 is we take a ship, like, around, like a bunch of shipping, all the way around the outside to get. Basically, we're definitely going to
I
Forminda.
like that idea the least.
I will say you also don't have to take roads.
Yeah, I was going to see option number. What am I at? 4 is
4.
just to go past the just go past these road closures without being on a road and going through the woods. We could just circumvent the whole problem and be in the woods, and Estrella does not like that plan, personally. So we go like here, and then we just go off directly. It's the direct route. I'll give it that. It is the direct route.
I mean, also I will say that direct route. This road is not. It's just that it hasn't had a
Well,
use
what's this
for,
road closure then?
like a year. This?
Yeah, oops. Yeah, that.
That's just another pedestrian road closure because they could be trying to go to the keep. It's still like a main road. If people are coming from like this intersection and then going to the keep, or
So we can go past that road closure.
I mean, yeah, if you can get past it.
So that it's not. So is the road closed or not? I'm confused because you're saying we can walk on it, but we can't go past the road.
It's
closure?
closed, but it's not like
this is where this is where the road closure is. So this is where the military is going to be standing there and being like, you guys got to turn around, you can't use this road.
So it's
if
more
you were to
like,
get past this point,
like this. Okay. Like that.
Well, let me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me bring up a fair point. Are there any towns or villages that oh god, I can't. I also did not like practice my accent at all earlier. It's fine. I sampled. I'm tired. Yeah. Are there any places we might need to visit on the way? Like, do we have any reason to go to Claremont or Dorsima?
Monty like speaks up at this point and goes, I want to. He like tugs on Zahara's like jacket and goes, I want to see the world's largest mango.
Wait, that wasn't a joke in the Discord.
It's not now.
I don't know where that is, but that sounds like no offense, Monty, but a waste of time. Just saying.
Yeah, we kind of have other priorities at the moment.
Brutal.
Sorry, bud. It's gonna have to wait till the next time.
He goes and sits in a chair and just. Okay.
You can't even eat. What do you need to do with a mango?
I want to see it.
I'll show you a smaller mango. It's the same thing. Just,
no, it's not
just
the biggest.
Hold it close to your face.
I never told anybody.
Anyway,
I never told anybody, but I wanted to be a mango tree when I grew up.
One day, Monty. One day you'll become a mango tree.
We'll
Am I a mango tree?
Just gotta keep trying.
Alright, so basically...
That was him trying to...
So blue option is a no-go. That's probably going to take a lot longer, I'm guessing, than traveling.
Yeah.
We think
and
boats
it's probably
are...
going to be more expensive.
True, we would have to barter passage, though, I mean, we could work, but no thanks. So...
I also wouldn't trust the I also wouldn't trust the ocean with the land kind of falling away into it. That doesn't seem very safe at the moment.
Yeah. That's a good point.
But I say we take whichever route would bring us somewhere that we also want to visit on the way. So, for example, if we head the yellow route, we could visit the Cape on the way to Kevin's Cove and find out more information. Or we could visit Dormashire if we have any business there, or Claremont.
We could not do that, though I guess Red Route is going through Dormashire.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to skipping Dormashire. I don't necessarily have any reason to go there. I have one reason.
What about,
other than that?
Gale?
Yeah, that's my one reason to go there.
I mean, she is also my one reason to go there, I suppose. But I have a lot more reason not to, let's just put it that way.
Same. I'm with you there.
But, well, you're the traveller. Do you know how long... So, okay, these are main shipping lanes, but what could we not just get a boat and not go all the way down to Forminda?
I was wondering the same thing.
Could we circumvent this whole...
Could we just
go...
Yeet?
Yeah, like more like this. Just straight there.
Can we?
Like, if we, I mean, it might have to be more like around.
Do we need
here,
like a paddle boat, a canoe?
I don't, like I said, I don't really want to go to Dormishire, but it seems like that's where we could get access to a boat, and that might be the quickest method. Is if we get a boat and then we just take our own way there. Like, what is down?
I do realize that we'd be trekking through a lot of uncharted territory, right? Are you up for that?
Well, no.
Ugh,
I mean,
be
we're
cutting
just
right
walking
through a
on the road.
marsh.
It is the quickest route.
What if we hired someone?
I'm gonna say, Zahara, give me, real quick, give me like a navigation check, which would be a survival check.
Yeah, I was just about to ask that. Ooh, do I get an advantage on
So I
that?
can
Let me check
tell-
my hit sheet.
I suppose.
'Cause I'll-
none of.
Depending on how you roll, I can give you some more information.
I am just thinking that none of us have water vehicle proficiency, and that could be a problem if we're getting our own boat. You don't, do you? Have
Fair
vehicle
point.
proficiency of any kind?
I don't.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
That would be Corinne. Corinne has vehicle proficiency. That's the fighter.
Yeah.
That's a fighter
Yeah, it's
thing.
a fighter
Vehicle
thing.
proficiency.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting that no one else
Random,
can drive a
it
car.
feels. You would think
Drive.
like Ranger would have some sort of
Yeah. I guess
proficiency.
because they're usually just they can ride a mount or something, but so can anybody else.
Yeah.
But like
Tim,
not necessarily
I
driving.
hate and like your idea because I don't like big
What was
birds.
his idea?
But we have birds fly us.
We hire a
Which-
a bird bus.
Solid plan. A bird, bus.
Yes, that. Okay,
It's like
yeah.
a cat bus.
Yeah,
from My Neighbor Totoro, but it's a bird bus.
that sounds a
So
lot
you said it's
worse
survival
than
check?
what I was picturing.
Sienna, survival check?
Yeah, survival.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, so that will be. Ooh. Well, okay, it kind of landed on in between, so let me re-roll that.
Well, then re-roll it.
Look
Yeah.
at this,
Yeah.
this country built their like capital city in the middle of a marsh. That's so.
That's even better.
That's a choice.
Alright, that's a
It's real
21.
choice.
21.
Yeah.
I will tell you this, that the yellow route, although you would still, I mean, unless you were going to go across this little bit of water, you'd have to go this direction.
Mhm.
True.
But that route, again, minus getting somehow past this barrier, that would take you about a month walking.
We have horses.
But it'll take you half that with horses.
which we
so
have.
It will take you
Okay.
2 weeks.
Okay.
Oof.
2 weeks. Is that the fastest of the choices?
I'm a level with you, Rebecca. That was it's the only one I mapped
Ah,
out
good.
in detailed length. I'm not even kidding. I have the total number of miles that I have decided
Oh.
that route is.
Ah, I see. Good.
I can figure out the rest if
Uh-huh.
you want. But I'm going to any other routes that you ask me the time for.
Okay, based
I will
off of
guesstimate
that. Okay.
based off
I
of
see.
that.
So about 2 weeks. It seems like, so it's long.
The
I
shipping
would
one would take you the
yeah.
most.
I would think the pink one is the most direct, so probably the fastest. But it leaves us with the problem of getting across that water without having water vehicle proficiency, or indeed a water vehicle. So that leaves a problem. And also it leaves the problem of going to Dormishire, which once again I'd rather not, but
I mean, we don't have to like linger.
True.
We can just.
true.
I mean,
mean,
yeah, people
wait,
hit the capital.
Sienna,
People
would
pass through all that.
would Estrella know anyone from Dormishire who would have a boat? Like, I feel like some of the more unsavory types that Estrella was familiar with, someone probably is a smuggler or something. Would I know
I mean, yeah.
someone who drives a boat?
Not really.
We're
It's
you-
out. I
spending
mean,
way
it's
too-
out of like a major like area with a port. Feel like.
Yeah, but you didn't really hang out on the port end.
Well, how do you know where I hung out? I hung out with a lot of people. I was friends with all the thieves.
Yeah, well, that wasn't really the thief area.
There's no smugglers? Ugh.
There are smugglers, but they were more land smugglers.
Ugh, that's no fun.
Anyway, we're
I feel like
spending
Specs
way
would
too much
drive a
time on
boat.
this decision. So, which route do we want to
Specs
take?
might.
I'm fine
Rebecca,
with the one that she has mapped out.
Spec might know someone who does, but you do not necessarily know someone who
So
does.
I'll take tangential. Yeah. So here's the thing: is that I might know someone who knows someone who could drive a boat. Like I have some ins with some people in Dormishire who would have some ins with some less savory folk, if you're okay with that. So if we want the fastest way there, I think that would be this. Would be to get a ship that's not going the shipping route and to pay for a little, you know.
Let's just do it.
You think? I mean, we can do the...
I'm going to say that would still.
Let's just do the
you-
mapped out route.
That might take you a week and a half, so it's not going to save you
2
the
weeks is fine.
Right.
most time.
To me.
Okay, fine.
I mean, I think I like the idea of going to Dormishire and picking up a boat because it's quicker. How long is the trip to Dormishire?
That would be about a week.
Okay.
From where you are in Dorsima, that would be about a week.
Dorsima.
Because you'd still have to go this route,
Right.
because that's the only way out of
Sorry,
Dorsima.
yeah,
I mean, unless you got a boat
misdraw
here.
this, so let me redraw it. It would be...
Yeah.
Hold on.
Is there a ferry that goes between Dorsima and
So it's
Lilybrook?
like this,
Um,
and then down that way, down that way.
Roll me a luck check.
Oh God.
That goes between Dorsima and Lilybrook.
Well, I guess there isn't.
but there's
because
literally,
that's a
I know there's
lot.
a shipping route that goes between them. It's on the map.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like, there's a difference between a shipping vessel and
And
just a ferry.
Oh, okay.
That's
What'd you get?
I rolled one.
Oh,
she rolled a
there's
one. So there is
definitely
no
not
ferry.
A ferry. Okay. Dang,
It's
that would've been
slightly
nice.
too far.
There
for
might be
ferry, I guess.
passenger boats, but like
Yeah.
nothing as
Hmm.
cheap,
Well,
I guess.
we're still in Dorsima, so like we can just go down to the docks and check.
True.
Like we don't have to sit here wondering.
True. That's gonna cost us, but I mean, I guess how much does that?
so,
how much time
Rebecca,
does that save?
Wait, the pink
Yeah.
one, you still drew wrong because you'd still have to take this is where the port is.
Right. Well, I was going to go a very sneaky route. Okay, fine.
Well, I'm saying if you're getting somebody
Yeah.
to in Dorsima to
True.
take you on a boat, they're not gonna want to lug their boat through this patch of.
They're smugglers.
Which
Why
route
are
did
they,
you map out,
I
Tiana?
thought they would. Oops, man. Why do I keep drawing this wrong? There's, they're smugglers. They've got a weird place to come from. I don't know. I don't know what they do.
I mean, that's just how the land works. That's not really up to
Well,
them.
I mean, they could have like somewhere, just a boat sitting somewhere out in the water. There's
They
a
could.
water there. They could have a boat just sitting there somewhere. I don't
Alright.
know.
Okay,
Sienna, which route did
Yes.
you map out? I forget. What color?
the yellow, but the yellow would still go through here.
Ah.
So-
I'm
I
fine
would
with
like
yellow.
Sahara to go down to the docks and see what she can find out about hitching a ride. Because how much quicker would it be to take, to get like boating from Dorsima to Lilybrook and then walk to Dormishire rather than like walk around? Would that, or
I
would
would
it
also
not
be
even be much of a difference?
interested to get up and close with one of these road closings. Like, just to
True.
see what's going on.
That is true.
You know?
Okay, yeah, I like that idea. Let's do it. All right, we're gonna
What did
do
he
that.
say? What did he say?
You just put yourselves in a box and mail yourself to Coven's Cove? That seems quickest at this rate.
Yeah, but
We
remember,
just-
there's no
Tim, we
mailing.
covered this
The
last
Meerbats
session.
have,
Ninda doesn't have an
pale-
official postal service.
The Meerbats have a
Pale snoot
snout
syndrome. Pale snoot syndrome.
Yeah,
Hold on,
pale
Andrew,
snoot
what do you
syndrome.
mean that's what you did to your sister? What does that mean?
Wait, what?
You mailed her?
Yourself?
Gave her
Or
pale snoot cyst?
you mailed her?
Okay.
What does that mean?
All right, pink root, let's go.
Wait. Pink root?
Yes.
Okay.
And then we're gonna swing a little closer
Wait,
to the road
when did we
closing
do-
on the way.
Wait, is that what? Hold on. Alright, hold on. Decide this in character. Go.
Alright, so...
Final decision.
I think that
I'm
we
letting
should
you
take
two
this
decide.
route,
Don't let
and
us
Zahara's
decide.
gonna point to pink.
So,
I think Cade should say in character. We can check out the road closing.
True. I am intrigued by the road closings.
So sort of like
And-
this, what I've just drawn. Hold on, there. Where we hopefully can get passage to Lilybrook, go down to the road closing, then head see what's up with that.
I mean, we don't have to get up and close in the road closing if it's inconvenient.
I mean, it's probably like a
I just
day.
figured if we
Um,
took the main road.
Probably
I
a
will
day
say,
off the road.
sorry, you know what? I will move. I'm going to slightly move this so you guys don't actually have to make that much of a detour. Because
That makes sense.
Oh.
That it would be at a junction. Maybe?
it's actually all the road closings are actually at the junction. I just kind of put them in the middle of the road
Okay.
so you knew which segment of road is like be wary of kind of thing. So like this road closing you're probably going to pass because you're going to be going, I mean if you were to go this way, because you would be going through this junction, you know?
Let's do it. We'll hit up all 4 of the road closed junctions.
All the conjunction junctions.
Okay.
What's
so
your
hold
function?
on. Okay, I'm deleting all of my roads now.
You up?
Hold on. Okay. So
I hope you all were excited to tune in for
We've been
a
doing this for an hour.
Hey, I said that I had maps and
map
Tim said
selection
he was excited.
simulator.
okay, so there's
Matt-
a road
Tim said he
closing
was
here,
excited
there's
to
a
see my
road
maps.
closing here, and
2 road closings.
well, true, but regardless of if we're going on road closing vacay, to check them all out, they're there. Like that, right?
Cool. I like that.
Yes.
Okay. So our actual route is going to be like this.
Yes. I love to think of it like in character as all of
Alright.
y'all are just like drawing on Zahara's map, and she's just like, "All right, this might as well happen."
Yeah, I just got out my
Sure,
crayons.
it's in pencil.
I'm like,
It's in pencil. Alright, well,
at least use pencil. We can
this
erase.
means nothing anymore.
So we did the
Uh,
thing, didn't we? Right.
All my notes.
Well, this is.
Fine, I wasn't
Sorry.
stressing over
I
it or
mean, hey,
anything.
part of it.
No,
We're going on part of
it's-
what we would have
it's
had
not
to do
that much of a
anyway.
difference.
So you know.
It's actually not that much of a difference. It's really not.
Okay.
And it's
I'm
not like I had mapped.
ready.
I couldn't have mapped it out to a T.
Yeah.
There was a reason I gave you guys a map so you could choose the route you wanted to.
You always
I had
must
just picked
expect
what
it
I-
not to be the route you expect. Expect the unexpected.
It's true. But I needed to map out a route
Yeah.
so that I could at least
Yeah.
estimate times and
Mhm.
stuff. So this is going to take you guys like a week and a half.
All right. Cool.
Because you are
Though
cutting
it
out
does,
like going
I mean,
through
it
this
does put.
school.
Okay. So I'm just it does put me and Zahara, who apparently both of us can bond over the fact that we don't want to go to Dormishire. So why are we making this choice? I don't know, but I also want to get the.
Ada's been there all of once and received some very bad news.
True.
True. I mean, I don't know that, I guess, but
I'm indifferent to returning.
yes,
Probably not your favorite place.
yeah, I just know that it's the
It's
place
been a
where I
while
have
since
I
I've
have
seen it.
you know contacts, and such, and I don't like going out in the wilderness, so, which I guess we're gonna have to do anyway in order to get from the shore to Coven's Cove, but still it's like less than just being on the road, because being on the road last time just caused us a lot of problems.
They went on the road another time without you.
Exactly.
On the road
And
again.
almost died.
I just can't wait to get on the road again.
Quite a while
Okay.
since I've
All right,
seen
let's
you.
go.
Right.
Let's go
All
get
right,
our
so I'm
horses.
going-
Okay.
Wait, where are our pocket
I
horses?
got our horses,
Aren't
yeah.
they in your bag?
The horses are at the stables.
Oh, I thought-
At
No, I didn't put them in my bag yet.
All right, I'm bringing you guys back to
We
Dorsima.
let them stay full sized instead of
Yeah,
making
they
us
are
suffer.
at the stables that are at the candle bed.
Okay.
Pocket horses.
Our pocket
Um,
horses.
All right, so as you
Harold!
guys were all hanging out in Cade's living room discussing this, you hear a knock at the door.
Oh no. I answer it.
And it is a protector of Ninda that you don't necessarily know. Maybe you recognize them from just around. It's just one. They said, hello, sorry, we are conducting a search. Someone broke into the Library of Mysteries and Magics last night and stole something very valuable. It's still in the city, and we're just conducting the search.
How do you know it's still in the city?
The mages are performing a very complicated locate object spell.
Okay.
May I come in?
Oh, fuck me.
Oh
wait,
maybe
never mind,
don't
sorry.
say that to them. Like,
Sorry.
unless
sorry,
that's your
I was
way of,
looking-
distracting them.
No.
Oh, are they
looking at
cute?
my spell.
Cade has a crush, okay?
Well, that doesn't mean Cade can't use the body for other things. I didn't say that. I'm taking that
use
back.
the
Anyway,
body.
so
Sorry, I'm
Damn Hallows. God.
come in. I invite him in. Where is the book again? It's in the bag, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I welcome him into my humble abode.
Is this your he turns to you, Cade, and says, "Is this your place of residence?"
Yes, it is.
And these are your roommates?
Friends.
yes, we're friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
Say it out loud.
Okay. Are you? And then he turns to both of you and says, "Are you two from Dorsima?"
Actually, I'm from Coven's Cove.
I'm from all over
Just
the
playing
place.
sympathy card.
My apologies.
I'm just a prospective student.
I did hear talk of that.
The term is spreading, obviously.
I love that the one thing that Estrella is getting known for in this town, like every other town she performs, this is the one town she hasn't performed in yet.
True.
And she's getting known as being a prospective student instead.
Which is not a thing.
It's not.
Andrew
everybody
just said drink
apparently
every
knows what
time
it
she
is.
says perspective, so yeah,
Dear
fair.
God.
Oh gosh.
And die.
I would just love to hear more
Okay,
about this locate object spell. Is it very precise?
I'm sorry, I am not a mage. I don't really know the specifics. And he then turns to all of you guys and sees like Monty and Ruby and goes, "Oh, hello." And Monty waddles up to him. "Hi, I'm Monty."
Oh my God.
And,
Ignore him.
and he like hands out a branch, and the guy just like takes it. "Nice to meet you, Monty. How long are you staying here for? How long is your stay?" He was like turning to both of you.
Well, as a perspective, I might be here for a long time or not. I don't know. Perspectives being as they are and such. But we're. But I'm a traveler. I'm a traveling. Maybe you've heard of me. I'm kind of well known and all that. So, but I might be here for a while. I might take up a residency or something. In other words,
Okay.
life is a mystery. I'd like to go with the flow.
And he just kind of then is now he turns back to Cade, who's like the one person that's given him a straight answer, and goes, "May I have a look around?"
Of course, go do your thing.
Now I have
Shut
to look
up.
Where is Cade's bag of holding?
Can I sleight of hand the bag of holding in
to where?
It's a great question. I was going to say
In your boobs. Put it in
I
your
was going to say
boobs.
into my hat
Put it in
because
your boot.
into my hat.
Yeah, but he might ask you to take off your hat. He's not gonna ask you to take off your
Take off
shirt.
your
Yeah, take off your boobs. Yeah.
Take off your boobs.
Just hide them. Boobs, nature's pocket.
I would
The only
take
good
an
use for
entire
this.
box of tampons in my bra.
That's a choice.
Fun.
Anecdotal. I didn't have a purse with me.
I mean,
Was
should
a
I
struggle.
not sleight? Is that too suspicious? Like, they're probably just. I'd be metagaming, so I can't say what I was about to say. But,
I say let's just play cool for now. Is he alone?
He is.
okay.
Play
You
it
get the
cool.
sense that they are doing kind of like a mass search now that they still know that
Bless you.
that what they're looking for is still in the city.
So,
That's good for you.
are you interested in magic at all? Sounds like you're not interested
Wait, sorry. What,
in
this is me talking. 1 second. Investigation is intelligence or wisdom?
is in intelligence.
Intelligence.
Okay. Not that it matters. They're both +0. So
So,
he did not roll well enough to find anything, but you do see that he goes over to your bookcase, Cade, and is just starts like pulling each spine, kind of just like making sure that the book that's in there is like the actual book that's in there. And he like does like a quick once over in your room just to like, and he goes and he takes a look at these things over here, and he says, "Thank you all for your time. Have a great day."
you as well.
Thanks.
You
Good luck.
too.
And he leaves.
Alright, well, that was easier than I thought.
Alright,
it would be.
we need to get out of
Okay,
the
yeah,
city
yeah,
as
we should
soon as
probably-
possible.
Wait, does Estrella... I guess you would have told Estrella that you kept the book, because I don't even know if Estrella knows that. But I guess we had
Yes,
a
they
conversation
showed you the
before.
book.
Yeah,
okay,
we showed
I
you.
couldn't remember.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
How far does the locate object spell work? Or is it more powerful because there's a bunch of mages like casting it together?
You would have to give me like an Arcana check.
Alright, let's do it. Arcana.
To see if you understand what he meant by that.
Maybe somebody else should give the Arcana, because mine's only a +1. That's a 14.
I mean,
Or an Arcana?
I don't
Yeah.
do magic, so I would have no idea. I hate magic, so my Arcana is
I got
also a
A
+1.
22.
Yeah, Kate knows what's up.
Yeah, so Cade would know that especially since you've kind of lived in this town for a year now, that it's so I mean you wouldn't necessarily know this specifics, but I guess now you would because you rolled very well. That it's usually a 1,000-foot radius, or sorry, yeah. And oh wait, hold on.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, you can
right.
sense the direction in 1,000
Yeah.
feet, but you know where it is if it's within 30 feet. You get the sense, though, that this spell was more so meant to identify. This spell is specifically being done using all of the master mages to not locate precise, but to more. This is actually supposed to be on a broader sense. They wanted to check all of Ninda, which means that they can't do that specifically because that's huge. They can just kind of get an idea of like where in the world is it? Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Where in the world is Charlie's journal? And they discovered that it has not left the city yet.
All right.
So should we be bringing it with us? They're gonna know it's moving.
I mean, you don't know that. With that 22, I will say that you don't necessarily think that they can, like, keep the spell going
forever.
Ever. It's probably,
I wonder if it also... Because you know the location within 30 feet, I guess that doesn't work if it's inside an extra-dimensional space, like a bag of holding.
Interesting.
No, I'm gonna say that it doesn't.
An interesting question you pose. Okay.
Wait, hold on. Sorry, what was the question you
GTFO.
posed?
So I asked that because Sienna said that if it's within 30 feet, you know where it is. But since he didn't know where it was, I was saying, what if
he
it's
didn't have the locate spell.
But okay, so but what was your?
He was just
like
a regular,
from, like the hub of the.
Yeah, they're probably over at the library performing the spell.
So.
Gotcha.
But the regular military, the people who don't like the regular guards, he was just like a regular guard. He was, mechanically a fighter. Like, he was just, you get the sense that they had he only came alone. Like, usually if someone was to do like a house call, like, you'd have like two people.
Right. But, so what was the answer though? To the interdimensional space thing?
Because they're casting it as such a broad spell, like they are literally, they're not looking for what's the difference? There's like accuracy and precision.
Accuracy
they want
repeatable, precision is what you think it is.
Yeah, they're looking for accuracy rather than precision. So they were looking at a locate object spell for the entire Ninda. That means that they can't get as specific as it's in Cade's apartment. But they could get specific enough that they said, okay, it's in this region. You don't necessarily know if well, I guess I did say that. They could tell that it hasn't left Dorsima yet. How they will and they couldn't necessarily even locate what portion of the city it was in, or the village, town, whatever.
So this is the Charlie thing. That's the book we're talking about, right? Okay.
Yes.
So, is it? Do we still want to take this with us? I mean, I'm fine taking it, but it does mean they might be after us in the future. Though, if they can't keep this up forever, it's not like they're going to give up on this. Probably, it seems rather important. They've kept it hidden away for so long.
We might as well either take it with us now, or we'd have to leave it somewhere else if we're leaving it.
Yeah, we would have to just leave it on the ground somewhere to be found.
We could take it and then leave it somewhere else if we figure out the use for it.
I think it's I think we should take it, but to be very on the down low about this, obviously.
Yeah, I agree.
Alright, so, but we should get out of here, lickety-split and all that, but maybe, it's like, now they're gonna know that if it disappears, and we left, maybe we shouldn't tell, do you think your friends how do you think your friends would feel about us stealing such an important book?
Not great.
None of them would be cool with that? Okay.
I don't think so.
I mean, feel like, yeah, Titian might be cool with it.
He might.
And, Timolt would probably be very mad that I allowed that. Also, Timolt probably knows. Oh my goodness. Timolt probably knows. Because...
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
I'm gonna have no friends in this town when I get back.
If
I
you get back.
could have Ruby.
Good point.
I'm always looking on the bright
Alright,
side.
so we should get...
Can
we should,
Ruby take the book
into the air.
Yeah.
and fly it for a bit?
And then what? Leave it somewhere?
I don't know.
I think we shouldn't just leave it on the ground for some... We don't know who could find it. Like, that might not be a good idea.
True.
I think we should hang on to it and just get out of here. And I mean, there's no way they can track us if we... Well, we wanted to take passage out of here, so maybe we do have... Well, no, our new plan was to just walk, so we should just start walking. Or start
We got
trotting
horses.
on the horses, of course.
Right.
So we should do that. And so I'm gonna start packing right now. And so Estrella goes and releases Steve from the air mattress. and flattens out the air mattress. Starts rolling it up.
Steve, so something that's wonderful about Steve is that he's very attached to this air mattress. So, like, you open up the little door for him to come out of the air mattress, and he comes zipping out, and then he just rolls himself into the air mattress and folds it up for you. So it's now just this little, like,
I
bedroll.
don't know why I didn't invest in one of these
adorable.
I should have invested in one of these so long ago. The military
And then you
did
should see his
not
little-
do this for me.
His little face just, like, pokes out from, like, the middle of it, so he's, like, just in this, like, little like, air mattress burrito, and he just kind of, like, smiles at you.
Thank
and then
you, Steve.
tucks back in.
You're a true friend, really. Now just stay there. Okay, so, and I guess somehow I guess I put in my pack or something. So cool. Okay, I'm
you
packed
have a bag
now.
holding.
You also see Estrella runs off into the
have-
bathroom to pack up all of her various makeup supplies that were crowding your bathroom, I'm sure, since she had to paint herself another color or
Cade
something.
walked
probably,
in.
at some point.
Cade walked into the bathroom from this direction this morning. Was like, just saw all the makeup
Just like
just
no
scattered on the
bad,
counter.
No.
Just,
Kate has, like, next to no bathroom products. Whatever an average human uses to clean themselves.
Yeah.
And smell nice.
So I am going to just, because this is the first big trip that you guys are, like, taking. This is still going to take you a week and a half, and while you guys are going to be stopping, just to bring us back
You're
real
not
quick
gonna make us
to...
act through all 10 days or whatever, I'm guessing.
No. I have plans for that. Don't worry.
Well, before we leave, should we say anything to Tumult, or do we just?
Well, I was going to say, while you guys will be stopping at Dormishire, so you can, like, have actual beds and places to sleep and food and stuff.
Oh, you're going to talk about rations,
this-
aren't you?
Is going to take a week to get there
Oh, gross.
without stopping through a town. So you do need a week's worth of food/water. And I did look this stuff up, so I do actually know. I researched. Yes, you can also forage for food.
Yes.
Forage/hunt.
My
But
Outlander, my Wanderer feature says that I can find food and fresh water for myself and up to 5 other people each day, as long as the land offers berries, small game, water, and so
Sweet.
forth.
So we're
So as long as it's
basically-
there, I can find it.
I will just also remind you, because Zahara has been traveling and does know this, that the world is currently ending, and things might not be as frequent as you would hope.
Right.
Well,
But if the lands does provide it, then I can find it.
But
That
what I'm
rhymes.
saying though is that you do not necessarily know if the land will be able to provide it. So you
Oh,
might not
yeah.
want to rely solely
Well,
on that.
I've got.
Oh, and you need to get food for your horses.
Right. Oh, actually, I could just put them in the pack when they want to eat, because it provides food.
That is true.
Alright, cool.
Do you have enough room for 3 large beasts?
I think so. I need to find that description again.
It's in Roll20.
Yeah. Oh, it's in Roll20. Lit.
Yep.
Oh, my leg fell asleep. Items.
You have 16 slots, so you can hold 8. A large. I believe they're large beasts.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Are 8 slots.
Oh.
Well,
So I can only hook.
doesn't that just mean 2 at a time, though? So, just put them in for long enough for them to eat. Or whatever. While we just trade them or something.
Yeah. That's true.
Alright.
So
I have 5. I'm carrying 5 rations, apparently, that I got from the military in my time, not in the military, but while I was traveling with the military. They were all into rations. It was very gross. But they insisted I take some with me. I've got some. So.
This is when I can use my rations.
I'm very excited for you.
I have no rations.
You definitely
I
have
have no
rations.
Well, you know where you could go.
Every character has rations. You just probably didn't write them down.
But you know where you could go.
Let's finish this, though, because you definitely have them. Do you have an explorer's pack, or a dungeoneer's pack, or a burglar's pack, or some kind of pack?
I think you probably have a scholar's pack.
I have none of these things.
Then you probably just didn't put it on your... Because whatever your,
But mine's in D&D Beyond. Shouldn't it do this for me?
Not necessarily.
I mean, I don't know. I've never used D&D Beyond. But,
hold on.
I'm pretty sure all packs come
I have
with
perfume.
Yes, that'll help.
And soap.
Well, like you said, things that a normal human has just in their bathroom.
All right, hold on. Let me see.
I have
what's
a
your
chest
background?
that weighs 25 pounds.
Cade, what's your background?
I don't know. Where is it? Where?
It would be at the top of your character sheet.
It doesn't say.
Well, that would be why you don't have it, I guess, maybe.
Hold on. I'm trying to find your character.
I specifically don't have a bag. It just says it's blank.
Oh, well, then you're probably missing
It says custom background on here.
Oh.
Did you not choose a background when you made your character?
Hey.
That would also mean that you're missing several proficiencies, because you get proficiencies from your background.
Yeah, it would.
I'm a variant human, isn't that
No,
enough?
that's your race.
Alright, can you guys talk while I... Can you go do something in town while I edit my character sheet?
Well.
I'll go to Laz's.
Yay.
Because I know Sienna wants me to go there. And I also want to go there, too.
Okay. I made a map for it and everything. I love them. I just love. All right.
Well, Kate, how many proficiencies do you have?
I don't know.
Doing great.
Goodness.
We're great. This is
okay. Hold on. I
don't know because I went back into the editor and I'm not looking at my thing at this exact moment. That is why I don't know.
What does
I think we
H
should take
mean
5.
in your little bubbles? You have P, you have E, and you have H.
Oh, because I have the jack of all trades from Bardic for being a bard.
Okay,
Yeah, so I get half.
You have 1, 2, 3 proficiencies, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 expertise.
Yeah, that seems like that's the number you should have. Unless, wait, did you take that feat that I took?
Yeah.
Oh, then yeah, you probably didn't have enough proficiencies to start with because you were missing your background proficiencies. Because bards usually start with like 7 proficiencies to begin with. Which is part of why I was like, why are you taking that? You already should have so many as a bard. That would have...
I'm gonna have a stroke.
Well, at least we just
Okay,
leveled up. Anyway.
Go about
Yes.
your business.
Alright.
Alright.
I'll come...
you take
So
the
Kate is
background.
packing because Kate is leaving for a while, I guess, and so I'll accompany Zahara to the
Cool.
to Laz's.
So we're gonna head over to Laz's Lavish Luxuries.
Zoom out.
The triple L.
Oh, gotta zoom way out.
Triple X.
Oh, gotta zoom way out. Wow, it's so tall. Okay, I can't zoom that far.
It is. It's 3
I
stories.
see. Yes.
Ooh.
Which one's the first, bottom or top?
The bottom.
I'll just zoom in on the bottom.
And now I get to call the elevator the proper name of lift. It's a lift, not an elevator.
Okay.
It's because
and
of my accent.
drop. Sahara and
Does
Estrella.
Laz just
in
have a mimic for sale and then a bunch of shocks?
And then a bunch of
So
sharks.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. This area over here, these are all stuffed
Okay.
animals. Remember,
That's less
the
concerning.
first time you came in, you bought Monty a stuffed animal.
Yep, I still have that in my character sheet.
What was it? I forgot what you picked.
It was a teddy bear.
You
Well,
picked
I
teddy
didn't
bear,
pick
that's
it. Monty did. It was a teddy bear, and his name is Fred.
Good.
I forgot about that.
That's what Monty named it.
Yeah, I forgot.
Which is you.
No, I'm not Monty. When I become Monty, I become Monty.
Is his
He
own
kinda takes over.
entity.
He kind of takes over. It sometimes scares me. Sometimes it happens when we're not on stream, and that really scares me. Okay, so you walk right into Laz's Lavish Luxuries, and you see Laz behind the counter. Hello, darlings. Hello, lovelies. How are we today?
Lovely. How about yourself?
I suppose I'm a lovely,
Very
lovely
good. Very good. Thank you. What can I get for you?
We're just looking for some food.
I have a question as Shan. Okay, so
And their plaque you see says he, him today.
pronouns of the day.
Yep, he, him.
All right, got it. My pronouns of the day are they, them.
Is that
My
Shannon, or is
pronouns
that
of the
Sahara?
day.
Yep, those are my pronouns of the day.
Is that Shan or is that Sahara?
No, that's Shan.
I know it is.
Yeah, I was at an Arby's and they were responding to me and they called me sir and then they corrected themselves and called me ma'am and I was like, wow, is this what gender euphoria feels like? It was great. And then I was like, it is more of an NB day.
Okay, so what did Shannon you say?
So there's studded leather armor. So I know in general with armor, you have to get it fitted and stuff. But a lot of that I was thinking of the heavy plate armor and stuff. Is that the same thing with leather armor?
There are actual rules for how long it takes to make armor in the Dungeon Master's Guide. If Shannon, you're going off of my rules for it, but the actual rules do exist, and the time it takes to make armor is longer, so then you think it should be. It's based off of price. It's the price of the armor is what dictates how long it takes to make, I believe. I'm checking the guide.
Okay.
I have the cheat sheet up.
Yeah. And I was basically wondering, because I know with plate armor, I feel it would take a lot longer to make, and it's more it has to be fine-tuned to your body. But I was wondering leather armor, I feel it's more similar to clothing. So I was wondering if I could just go shopping leather armor. Do you have a large? Do you have a medium? I wasn't sure.
I am going to say that leather armor, you like just straight leather armor, you could just buy off the rack. But if it's studded leather armor, um, actually no, studded leather armor, I'm gonna say you could also. Yeah, I'm gonna say light armor you can just buy off the rack.
Off the rack.
Okay. And
You know,
then
it doesn't have to be designer.
cool. And then is my brown leather jacket that Estrella got for me, does that have studs in it? Or is that
You
just
asked-
pure fashion?
Are you asking me if that is a studded leather
Jacket.
armor?
Yes.
You just get some studs, you know.
It's not. It's just fashion.
Well,
Dang. Okay.
You got
I was
it
just
at a
wondering.
boutique.
they could have armor there.
All right. Yeah, I would like to. I'm gonna ask Laz.
Let me get water from BRB.
Could you point me to the Yama department? That sounded more like Boston.
It
What?
did!
Yeah.
The
The
Yama
Yama department.
Jesus.
Yeah,
I do have a character who's gonna have like a bit of a Boston accent, so I cannot wait to do her.
Goes, yes, that would be on the second floor.
Awesome, thanks.
Nope.
And you said that there's stuffed animals in the upper right-hand part of the first floor?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're not actual sharks and
No.
eels. Like, they're just stuffed animals.
Yeah.
Damn, okay. Just like let me stick a shark in my animal pack of holding.
And you do, and Laz does say, oh, and we also have a. Sorry, I lost his voice for a second.
It's the Boston accent.
I actually don't know what was starting to come out of my mouth. I just know it wasn't Laz's voice.
That's what she said.
All right, give me one second. I'm muting myself. I'm doing what Rebecca does during our session.
Okay.
Oh, the voice thing.
All right. Yes. Also, we actually have a sale going on today, and our lottery is actually going to be. Usually, it's 100 gold per entry. It's only 10.
It's only 10?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Wait, sorry. I
I'd like
was
to take
reading
things.
what's this lottery for?
He says, we have a lottery going on. We have a lottery going on today. My Laz's lottery loot. It's usually 10 gold per entry. But today it's actually only 10.
Wait, you just said it was usually 10.
Oh, sorry, I meant usually 100.
What's the prize?
And you see he points to the big glowing tube that is in the middle of the room that goes all the way up to the top floor.
I don't think I can carry that.
And it's it's like a giant it's all right, it's my own little version of the like Taz Gachapon
See.
Gachapon!
thing. And it's basically it's like a
Fantasy Costco.
yeah, where all your dreams come true. Got a deal for you. So it just has like these giant. What?
Would he like my blood?
I forgot that was an option.
I finished Balance and I'm so sad and I'm like almost gonna start Amnesty, but I'm like I don't think I'm ready.
It's so good though. I love
Okay.
it. So and it's got these big orbs in them that basically is like the like the like quarter machines at a grocery store or diner or
Gumball
something
machine.
where you just like but it like comes out in a little orb and you get a little but you would get a toy. Well, it could be I have a list. You would basically, mechanically, you'd roll a d100, and I would tell you.
Well,
All right, well, I'm buying one.
I would tell you
well,
what it
you know,
looks
I
like.
am a gambler, so...
I would tell you what. I'm just letting you know. I'm going to tell you these items do things, but the. So actually, I'm going to say this in Laz's voice because he would tell you this. So each item is actually going to give you some sort of magical ability. Could be cursed, could be blessed, could be anything, and you have to figure that out for yourself.
Oh, I don't love that.
Oh, come on, darling. You just said you love a gamble.
I love a gamble, I don't love magic. That's the thing.
Oh, not all of them are magic.
What are the odds that I
Not all
don't
of
get
them
something magical? You just said they might be blessed or cursed, or they're all magic items doing things to me. I don't like magic doing things to me that I don't know about. I don't like magic doing things that I do know about.
Don't worry about
Very
her.
nice hat.
I'll get one.
Yes,
and
it
she's
is a
gonna
nice
come over
hat, thank
to
you. I agree, but that's beside the point.
Alright. He turns to Zahara and says, well, what about you, sweetheart?
Yes, please. That's a 35. And I just paid 10 gold.
Cool. You said 35?
Yeah.
I would like to point out that my hat is the only thing my hat is doing to me is making me look fashionable as you know, anyone can. So
Is that mimic for sale?
Are you asking him that? The
Is
mimic,
that
that's
mimic for sale over there?
No, darling. That's my pet.
Oh, you have a pet mimic.
of course it is.
Yes, and my meerbat.
Wait, what'd you say?
The meerbat.
Sorry.
And my meerbat.
Okay.
Um,
How'd you get a mimic? Did you hatch it? Was it
he was a
red?
gift. He was a gift.
Does it try to eat your customers?
No, as long as I feed him well.
Is he, do you feed him well?
When I feel like it.
Okay, now you're messing with me.
So Zahara, like, turns the giant quarter, the giant thing that you'd have to actually put the quarter into the machine.
Is it negative?
And a orb comes out, and you crack it open. And you find 3, like, hacky sack kind of balls.
I love hacky sack.
They look like juggler's balls.
I don't know how to juggle.
I do.
But I like hacky sack.
I mean, I know how to juggle.
Would you like to give it a go?
I mean, this doesn't seem like something that would do something to. Can I make an... my arcana is terrible, but can I make an arcana, I guess? Or an insight or something?
You can make an arcana check.
Okay, well... Nat 20. So the 2 rolls I have made today are a nat 1 and a nat 20. So, you know.
I'm gonna tell Estrella that she knows exactly what these do, because you've probably seen them before. But instead of telling you exactly what they do, I'm gonna say that Estrella should tell Zahara to try juggling.
No, I'm sure it's fine. Just, you know, attempt to juggle. Maybe, even if you don't know how, you'll see.
Alright. And Zahara's gonna attempt juggling.
Perform was instinct.
And you don't even have to make normally I would make you make like an acrobatics or dexterity or something. You don't even have to. As you throw these balls up in the air, it doesn't matter if you're not in like the perfect rhythm for juggling. They just magically land back in your hand.
Oh.
And
I would like to toss one like straight up high into the air.
It lands in your hand.
I would like to throw one towards Estrella.
It lands back in your hand.
Wait, so it somehow comes back to her. Okay,
Yeah.
so they're like, so
Absolutely.
basically they're like boomerang, balls.
Since you've essentially figured out
That's
what these
Australia!
you've essentially figured out what these do, I'm just gonna read you what the description is. If thrown, these balls will always make their way back to the thrower's hand before hitting the ground.
Okay, so that's an object that's not gonna do anything to you. So you got
I
the thing
like
that would have been nice for me to get, because that would definitely add to my show.
Why me? If you ever want to do them,
Laz is beaming at you, like getting all excited and like throwing
But
each one and having it just come back to her.
Look.
No, he's beaming at Sahara, like
Yeah.
fun in it.
Well, you know what?
This
I
is-
can juggle myself. I don't need magic juggling balls. I can do it myself. I have my own magic, which is not real magic, which is actually talent. So, I'm good.
All right.
Rebecca really wants to. Estrella wouldn't. That's the problem.
Vienna has been dying for one of you to do this.
Maybe future
I've had
Estrella
this.
will change her mind, but
funny
currently
thing is-
Estrella just won't do it. She doesn't trust magic, so
See, the funny thing is, I was gonna do it anyway, and then you said that it was going down to 10, and I was like, well, hell yeah, I'm doing it!
At that kind of like mention, Laz is like, you always gotta wait until it goes on sale.
How often is that?
Whenever I feel like it.
I like your style, mate. It's like turnip prices.
Deep cut, but okay.
Animal Crossing.
Don't bring up turnip prices with Cracks and Tim watching. It's a triggering experience right
Oh
now.
no, I'm sorry. God, I said that. That's Australia.
And so
My
he,
boomerang balls.
yes, you're boomerang.
Okay, just it's weird.
they've been triggered.
And so he says, he does say, can I help you find anything else today?
Well, he already told me where I can find the leather armor, so I'm gonna go do that. So
Okay.
I'm gonna turn to Estrella and say, do you want to come with, or are you gonna look around yourself?
No, I'll just come with you.
All right, sounds good. Oh, I also want to ask Laz, is there a pets department here?
Do you mean like pet supplies, or are you looking to buy one, darling?
Yes.
That wasn't really a yes or no question.
Yes.
I
Right.
think what she means is both.
The supplies, yes. The pets, no.
All right. Yeah, I'll check out the supplies. Which floor can I find that
Pet supplies. I have to remember what floor I put it on. That's going to be third floor, darling.
at? Great, thanks. And
No
Sahara's
problem.
gonna go turn and head towards the lift.
It's just
That's a
stairs. It's just stairs.
Oh. There was an elevator last time we were here.
Yeah, there was. There's not anymore.
Remodeling.
Constantly.
That tracks.
This is an ADA compliant.
It can also turn into a ramp.
Nice, there we go. Okay.
Well, but also they have magic.
They do, I know.
Laz would probably just literally, I don't know, teleport them to whatever floor they wanted to be.
Why don't
True. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna go find studded leather armor that fits my size.
Okay.
Wait. Well, I suppose I'll just comment on, what as girlfriends do. I'll watch and say, "Oh, it looks darling on you."
Has Estrella ever had a
Thanks.
girlfriend?
Well, I
And
have.
Zahara knows.
I've heard, sisters say things, not to me necessarily, but in general, yes. But no, I don't. I didn't
I
have
love
many
that Zahara's.
girlfriends.
I love that Zahara. Sorry. I love that Estrella is commenting on the fashion aspect, and like Zahara's just like, this is just functional.
Is
Like,
this
Well, it doesn't mean you can't be
practical?
functional and fabulous.
if the brown leather jacket was leather armor, that would be
Well,
both.
we could get it tailored.
True. That would be cool.
See, now you're thinking
Maybe
like
that's a
a
service.
true fashionista.
Maybe that's a service that
Functional
Laz
and
could provide.
Exactly. Laz, how
Um,
much would it cost to get something tailored? Do you do that here, or should we go to like an armory?
Are you just shouting down from the third
I thought
floor?
the third floor was where
Yes.
the pet supplies was.
Or sorry,
Yeah,
or
but-
even just shouting down from the second floor.
Yes,
I
I
laughed!
absolutely am. There's no one else in here,
He
right?
shout. No, I mean not that you know
So
of.
yes.
He shouts up. It would depend, sweetheart, but I could probably work something out. You'd probably have to buy the armor first. It'd be like an buy the armor, free tailoring.
Well, then that seems fair.
Zahara's gonna turn and say, I don't think we have time to get anything tailored at the moment.
Well,
What kind of
there
armor,
are
honey?
Lazes like all over the place. Laz exists in everywhere. I'm pretty sure Laz is like a god or something. So I'm sure we can get it done somewhere else.
It's loud for him to hear. Maybe he'll give us a discount.
I mean, I'm always speaking loudly. That's just kind of my thing. So I echo.
Lovely, I am Laz. I own every Laz's.
Exactly. That's what.
I don't really need you to spend the money here. If you spend it anywhere, it benefits me.
Exactly. What I'm getting at is, you exist omnipotently somehow.
Anyway, I don't think this time.
That's like, sorry, that's like saying that like that Ronald McDonald's is omnipotent. Like, it's a shame.
He's
He
not.
happens to live here.
Pretty sure there's a Ronald McDonald at every McDonald's. Okay, like
Oh
when was the last
my
time
God.
you went there? Jeez.
Take it back.
Donald
Take
is
it
an
back.
omnipotent god.
It's
Don't
like,
ruin my
uh,
childhood.
Ronald McDonald is not.
That somebody has to clip that because
It's
that
a
is
chain. He owns them all, but it doesn't mean he's at every single one.
Or is he?
I just assumed you said
Teleport.
he could teleport someone. So why wouldn't he teleport himself to be at all of them?
I said he probably could. I don't know. I don't.
I mean, fine. I just, fine. Okay, it's a big conglomerate thing. I'm not really. Look, I'm not saying this out loud to, I'm not echoing when I say this, but like, monopolies, not a great thing. So, I don't know. How do the small businesses feel about this Laz's thing, I mean?
Are you asking me, the
No,
DM, or are you asking?
I'm just
Laz?
talking out
Are
loud.
you asking the?
No, I'm not asking Laz. I said I was saying this quietly, but
I don't know, but we do kind of need to get a move on. So
right,
we
yes,
should
buy you things.
speed things
I'm
up
just
a bit.
saying that when we get to Dormishire, I will find you a night. I know several places where you can get like. Look at my. Hold on, am I wearing studded leather? Hold on, I should check that. I am wearing. So I got my leather armor. Does this look like armor? No, it's fashionable. I know a guy. Okay, we can get small business support small businesses. That's all I'm saying.
No.
All right, so I'll get the studded leather armor here, and I'll bring it to him to get tailored.
Yes.
I could just do that for you now, darling, if you want. But if you'd rather go somewhere else, please support local business.
I said I was saying this very quietly.
Oh no, I assumed she now walked up to the counter and said that she's just gonna get the.
No, I wouldn't have said this directly in front of Lass. Like, this whole
okay.
thing was
All right,
me
sorry.
saying it while Zahara was picking it out.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But okay,
pick
so
out your-
it's more
Counter,
about
I'm
the
gonna
time.
check the
Fine,
supplies.
if Lass can fix it right now, then fine. Okay.
Before we bring it to the counter, I'm gonna check the pet supplies.
Go for it.
Yeah. What do I do? Like investigation to see what there is?
Well, I mean, what are you looking for?
Oh, I'm just browsing.
Wait, are you guys gonna get rations at all? Like, isn't that what you came here to get?
Oh, yes.
I mean, I have 10 days worth of rations.
I have 5 days worth. Our trip is 10 days, so I guess I need. Why do I only have 5?
I mean, you're gonna be stopping in Dormishire, so it's 7
Yeah,
days
I figure
to
we can pick some more
Dormishire.
up there.
Then probably we don't need more, but I guess while we're here,
Oh,
I can't
great!
help.
Someone clipped it.
What?
Thanks, Cracks.
Hell yeah, I can't wait to see it. Yeah. Yeah, I just want to see what's in pet supplies. Also see if there's, like, rations for Ruby, too, just in case, like...
Rations for Ruby.
Rations for Ruby. Just
And
in
your
case.
horses.
And
Oh, sorry, you have the bag. That's right.
Oh, yeah, I do have a bag. So, like, literally, I don't even need to buy any food for any of them.
True.
Yeah.
Because Ruby can also go in the bag.
Yeah, and as long as you have enough clean water as well.
Yeah.
Alright, so. Hold on. I'm trying to see why I only have 5. Like, maybe I'm supposed to have 5 because it's only a burglar's pack, but I thought they always came with 10.
Right.
But 1 second. Burglar's pack. Burglar's pack comes with 5 days rations. So not just 5 rations, which means so it's like enough for a whole day. Not okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I will say that you guys do need you guys need a pound of food per day and a gallon of water per day, which is 2 water skins individually.
Wow.
That's just the mechanics of it. I'm gonna tell you this right now that in the store there is a week pack of there is a pack that is a water and ration pack that is for a full week. That is 4 gold pieces.
And that's for one person?
That would be enough to feed one person for
That
a full
includes
week.
water then.
Yes. It includes clean water as well. And that horse feed for a week is 3 gold.
Which we don't have to worry about, because, yeah.
You don't have to, but I have it written down. And that would probably be the amount for food for, like, Ruby as well. I'm sure they have, like, stuff for familiars.
Wait, familiars are magical. They probably don't eat.
Okay, not actual familiars. I just meant, like, I meant
right,
animal
because it's not a familiar. She's just a regular beast. Sorry.
Yeah, I meant animal companions.
Okay. Alright. Fine, I guess I'll buy, just to make sure, I'll buy it and then I'll have it if I need it, but I've still got the fine. How much gold was it for? 5? 4? Okay, I'll buy, how many days of rations? 7 days of rations and 7 gallons of water I'm gonna be carrying? That's heavy.
It's not gonna, we're not gonna,
thing.
alright, that's what you technically, by the rules, need a gallon of water a day.
Okay.
It also seems just like a lot for anyone to drink in a
I
day.
mean, you're supposed to drink 8 cups of water a day. 8 cups is 16 cups is a gallon. You're supposed to drink 8 glasses of water, which I think is a glass is 2 cups, maybe. So that's a gallon.
No idea.
Yeah, 2 gallons is way too much. You die. That's a lot of water.
We have a bag of holding that we could just put this stuff in, so that would just negate the whole weight aspect.
True.
So yeah, I would like to buy the studded leather armor, and I'll get one of those packs because regular rations are just food; they don't include water, right?
No, I'm gonna say that it's. Well, no, because you also have a water skin, so yeah, the rations that you have is just rations.
Okay, yeah, so I'll get it. Yeah, I'll get that and the studded leather armor.
All right.
Wait, so if it's 7 days worth, 45. That means it's 14 gallons of water. Is what?
Oh my god.
That's insane.
All right. Well, we're gonna.
I feel like I'm gonna have a stroke.
We're gonna pretend that isn't super heavy, and say that this is a normal thing to carry on your person when you're going for a week-long trip.
Yeah, totally. This makes perfect sense.
Shh, it's magic.
I mean, if I could actually find like food and water too, we won't even be like needing to use any of it. Like, and we can just use that for whenever we need it.
Right.
So we'll see what happens.
So the studded leather armor is going to be 45 gold, and then plus the 4 gold for the ration pack. That is 49 gold pieces total. Did you want this fitted for you? I love your leather jacket, by the way. Did you get that from the boutique down the street?
Oh, thank you. This is Estrella picked it out.
Is it from the boutique down the street?
It is indeed.
Was it? It is.
I love that place. So cute.
How long does it take to get fitted?
I could get it done by the end of the day.
I'm sorry, I don't think we have quite enough time. Wait, so does that mean the studded leather armor I bought doesn't fit me?
No, it does.
Oh, it does? Okay.
Yeah, he is basically, alright, this was my recommendation. He would be able to take your leather jacket and the leather armor and combine them to be a stylish leather armor jacket.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So I do have this,
He could do that for you,
I don't think I have enough time for that today. I might need it.
Are you guys headed out of town?
No, well, we're not headed out of town necessarily. We're just, we're very busy.
I'm getting ready for some sparring, and I just want to make sure that
I'm gonna need you guys to roll me deception checks.
What?
I'm gonna need you guys to roll me deception checks.
Damn it.
I think that's an 18. 18.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
All right.
I only have a +1. I rolled a 19.
Yeah,
I'm saying like, oh no, in a spying match, and I need my armor before I can do that. So, I'm thinking
I
maybe
heard spying match.
Me too.
no spying.
Already did that.
No.
But I'll definitely get it tailored. I just can't do it today, unfortunately.
All right, that's all right, darling. Well, that'll just be the 49 gold then, and for you, sweetheart, you wanted a pack of rations as well. And that's just the 4 gold then.
Thank you.
Hey, of course, thank you, lovelies. Thank you for coming to Laz's Lavish Luxuries.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys pay for your stuff. You head out.
Cool. Yay. Oh, wait. I also wanted to ask, do you take donations at all?
Donations?
I don't know.
Well,
charities or anything?
I mean, I'd be willing to buy something off of you. Is that what you mean, or?
Sure. I got this leather armor, which I realize I'm currently wearing.
Oh, honey, you should have just said so. I would have just exchanged that for you.
Oh.
Here, he gives you back your 45 gold and just takes your leather armor instead.
Well, that's an interesting deal. They're worth the same?
Thank you.
I mean,
like your customer
anything's
service.
worth the same if you put the same value on it.
That doesn't seem like a good business approach, but okay.
Shh, shh, shh. Zahara's touching Estrella.
We go by a trading system here.
I'm
Those
definitely going to recommend your store to anybody else who I meet.
We go
This
by a
is
trading
great.
system here. Most people, they trade money for goods. But if you would rather trade goods for goods, we do that as well. Even services for goods.
Goods that aren't
Good
worth
to
the same
know.
amount. Alright, I don't know how you
Again.
say in business, but I'm not a,
Depends
business
on
person.
what value you place on things. I place value in my customers.
Uh-huh.
Zahara is sold.
He gives you a wink.
She's like, I love this place.
I don't trust this. But okay.
But okay.
Alright.
I mean, she's gonna whisper, I mean, if it's like a cursed item or something like that, we could always leave a negative review. 0
Right,
stars.
on Fantasy Yelp
Don't
again.
forget to rate 5 stars on Yelp. And that's
Of
just
course.
you yell as soon as you get out.
You
of the
walk
store.
into the town square and just start screaming.
You scream 5 times, and that's 5 stars.
I'm not.
And then the town crier scribbles it onto a rock.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's just
I'm
what
sorry.
they need. Is
That's not. None of that actually happened.
Damn
Good.
it.
I was
That's
gonna say, that's
great.
Just what they need is to
Yes,
pull
so,
attention.
I
yeah.
mean, maybe it happens in another town. It does not happen in Dorsima.
Alright.
Or...
So, yeah, we...
Okay, so I only have to pay 4 gold then, right? For the other thing? Cool.
Yeah, for the pack of rations.
Alright.
Alright. And you guys head out and back to Cade's apartment. Unless you wanted to go elsewhere.
No.
No.
Look, I'm not...
Should we pick up our
I
horses
mean,
now?
you can like your chain stores. I just, I just don't trust that. I just don't trust it. I mean, they seem very nice. He seemed very nice. But I've known a lot of people who seemed very nice. Don't know how you don't become one of the most, economically advantaged people in the country through just being nice. I don't know. Anyway, so are we heading out?
Oh yeah, there's nothing else I wanted to do. The sooner the better.
Cade, did you ever decide what your background is?
So, we're gonna have to talk later, because I did have a background. I think I should talk to you about switching it, because it just don't make no sense for who Kate is.
Okay,
Um,
that's fine. We can decide. We can.
but it just didn't come with a pack.
What's the background?
Urchin?
Oh.
Oh wait, maybe the pack comes
you
with
get
your class, and I'm just being dumb. Hold on.
No, I think it comes with your background, but urchin would make sense that it didn't
Oh.
come with a pack because urchin is like street
True.
urchin.
So, on my way out, I'm just gonna buy 10 rations.
Like do this or buy the same pack that we did.
Like self-checkout
Like-
style, yeah.
Self-checkout style.
I mean, there's just Laz.
Are
in-
you going to play
I'm not gonna go and peruse the store.
Are
I'm
you
gonna
going
be, like,
to
efficient.
play the
Yeah, he's-
gachapon thing?
Man, I kind of want to.
Oh, hello, Cade. It's lovely to see you again.
Ow.
Your friends were just in here a moment ago.
Yeah.
Did y'all? I almost said y'all. Did y'all forget something? Did you forget something?
Yeah, hold on.
No. I just needed a break from them.
Wow, thanks.
That's all right, darling. Is there anything I can help you find?
I'm gonna do your little. What is it called?
Laz's lot. I'm so excited to use it. I forgot what it was called. Laz's lottery loot.
Oh, for the record, Kate, I just want to point out, it does come from your class. I was being dumb about the background thing, though that is something you should figure out. But class is you get either a diplomat's pack or an entertainer's pack for being a bard.
Huh. Well, I'll add that. You'd think or whatever would do it for me.
This is the benefit.
But yeah, I want to spin the wheel.
That's why I don't trust
Alrighty.
online, you know.
Roll me a D100. And that's 10 gold. Hunted.
What if Cade also rolls a 35?
And we become a juggling troupe.
Yes!
I got a 58.
58. Okay. You get a you get a small rowboat that has a skull carved into the side.
Does it fold up or anything, or is it just you just have to carry it out?
And it's not back folding.
That's all you've got.
Okay, so this, well, I can't say anything. We're not here, so we'll discuss this later. But
Laz says, "Oh, that's a mighty big one. Do you need help carrying that home?"
Do I? Can I not carry it myself?
who has the bag?
Does it fit in a bag of holding?
Yeah, don't
Oh,
you have
you
the
do
bag?
have the bag of holding.
Ah, okay. No,
We're just
I'm
carrying
got
14 gallons of water home.
No, it's fine. Just shove it in giant
We're
rowboat.
just shoving everything to Cade's
I just
bag.
want to
It's
point
fine.
out that Kate is doing that with a rowboat, while we are now lugging 14 gallons of water home with us. Or back to Kate's apartment. So, you know.
And Laz just says, "Well, congrats on your new kayak.
Wait, how, well, we'll talk about it later.
Was there anything else you were looking for today?"
I need to buy. Wait, let me check how many are in my pack that I just got. 1 second.
Your brandy new pack.
The brandy new pack. I feel like I'm hallucinating.
So, yeah, either entertainer or diplomat.
I hit add and it didn't add.
This is why I like the Roll20 builder. It
This
adds.
is why I build it from scratch.
It is
It
not
adds.
superior to D&D Beyond. The way D&D Beyond is set up is just 10 times prettier.
Yeah, sure. I suppose.
I need
just make my feet myself.
2 days of rations.
Okay.
I can buy again at Dorsima. I mean, I'm not saying
Okay.
that. But.
So you said 2 days of rations, but do you have enough water? This is Sienna talking. The pack that they got, that's 4 gold, is 7 days worth of rations and 7 days worth of water.
Oh, got it. Yeah, I'll do that.
So, you
Okay,
get to put
so
the
that's,
7 gallons of water in the...
Sure do.
All right, that will be just the 14 gold, the 10 for the loot and the 4 for the rations.
Sweet. I Give him my boat.
Cool. And you head back home.
Sweet. I am an idiot. It did add, but now I've added it twice, and I'm over encumbered.
Oh, dear.
Granted, I have the bag, so fuck me.
Oh boy. Alright.
I'm an idiot.
And now you guys are back in Cade's apartment. 14 gallons of water later.
21 gallons now.
21
Sorry,
gallons.
21 gallons now. And one skull rowboat.
So do you show us
They-
this boat when you get here? Do we know about the boat? You just hanging on to the boat.
I mean, I why would I keep that
I
a
don't
secret? Yeah, I walked in.
Take out the boat.
So I won a boat.
You want a boat?
A boat.
I won
You won
a boat, and I start dragging it out of the bag.
Oh.
It is a black
Got lucky.
finish. It is a black finish wooden rowboat. It's a small rowboat
Okay.
How many
Um,
people fit
Cade
in it?
style.
with a skull carved onto the
Alright, so
side.
that's a little suspicious, but
It
could be
does
helpful.
not have
It
oars.
does not. Well, that's purchasable. But
How many people can
yeah, how
fit in
small are we
the rope?
talking about? If it's a rowboat, that fits more than one person.
Kate, I'm gonna need you to make me either Arcana. You could actually identify as well.
Oh,
Um,
I'll do that. I'll cast Identify.
So this is a cursed boat, is what we're getting at. This is definitely
No,
a cursed
oh,
boat.
fuck.
It's super duper a cursed boat.
this is. Hold on. You casted identify.
Yeah, I cast Identify.
I do not trust
This
this
is called-
boat.
Hold on.
It only works
Wait,
on
just wait.
lava.
Just wait. I'm sorry.
It works on
So
land.
That would be great.
It just
not
row
what it is.
across land.
No,
You don't even need
Okay,
oars.
no.
You just sit in it and it just goes.
Okay. No, for real
Okay.
though. For real.
Okay.
This is the boat of murder.
Love it. Yes. Great.
Hold on. I will read
I
the
love
description.
magic.
If a corpse is placed in the small rowboat, it will drift out onto the water and return an hour later, empty. There will be no trace of the corpse anywhere, and no evidence left in the boat.
We can get away with
useful.
murder.
That could be useful sometime in
I'm
the future,
keeping
but
the boat.
right now, I would like to point out we now have a boat and we don't even have to pay for one.
I'm going to say that the three of you could probably squeeze onto the boat. It would fit two more comfortably.
Okay, well, you know.
I mean, so if
And it
this
would fit
boat's-
one laying down very comfortably.
Well,
So
noted.
here's
That's
that
good
well
to
laying
know.
down
We'll
would
have
have
to
to be
remember
the
that
corpse,
for the
though.
future.
Here's my question. Does it only do the corpse thing? Is that its only function? Or does it also function as a boat? Because if we get into it and we sail off, are we
Are
going
we
to
gonna disappear?
disappear?
It says if you put a corpse, so that implies it's not if and only
Okay.
if or whatever. So
Yeah, if you have it, you guys have a rowboat.
we have a rowboat. We got what we
That's about
needed.
oars.
You have a boat of
Yes,
murder.
we have a murder boat.
We have
Great.
a boat
I
of
love
murder.
this.
All
I
right.
need
So
fan art.
look, as I said before, I am not a fan of magic. I don't like magic doing things to me. This, however, would not be magic doing anything to me as I am not a corpse. So I am pro the murder boat.
It's a rowboat.
Yes.
We need to get oars.
Well,
Or
that's
the murder
findable.
boat.
I'm sure we can get that. That can't be that hard.
Does
Yeah.
that sell oars?
I'm not going back in that store today.
We'll
be
get
fair, it
oars
does
when we
not-
get to Dormishire, probably.
To be fair, it doesn't come with oars because it's not intended to be used.
Why
True.
did see that? Once again, why does Laz have this? I'm very suspicious of him. I don't trust him.
Let it
Do you
go.
think this
I
has been
pushed the
used?
boat
Is there
back in
blood
the
on
bag.
it?
We don't
No,
need
there
to
are no
Oh, right, no
traces of
traces.
evidence.
Right. Still.
leave no trace. Boy Scout motto.
Let's go.
Yeah, so, yeah, you guys now have a boat. Are you guys leaving right now?
Should we... Do we... I feel like... See, Estrella's conflicted because she feels like she really, really, really does not want to address what happened towards Timolt, but also feels bad about, just running off and him knowing that we kinda, didn't fully go with the... Well, we stole the book. So, but, that's not his fault, totally. It is actually entirely his fault. So, yeah. It's a little awkward. But, happens. He hasn't come searching for us, so that does seem like maybe he's keeping his distance, and I should just take that hint. That we should just go, because he would know, and maybe it would be suspicious to go and talk. Right? He's your friend.
Rebecca, you're a rogue, right?
What?
You're a rogue, right?
I am, yes.
Don't you have some kind of sneaky, well, I mean, that would be dependent on him being a rogue.
Yeah, I have Thieves' Camp, but that only works for other rogues, so, yeah.
Yeah, never mind. That wouldn't work then. I was gonna say you can, write a letter in invisible ink or something. So that only he can read it.
Nope. I do not have that ability. I don't think I have anything that's helpful. Yeah, I don't have anything that's helpful. So, I guess we'll just get out of here, and hopefully maybe he, if we're gone, as long as they don't just go, making people, truth-telling magics on people, whatever that's called, as long as they don't do that to people around.
Yeah, as long as they don't do that to people they've arrested and for possibly kidnapping in your campaign.
Right. Yes, exactly. So as long as they don't use a truth spell on, whatever that's called, a truth zone spell, they he should be fine, right? So we can just go, right? I guess.
Yeah, on our way, I want to take a book off my shelf and write Esme a little note saying that I'm leaving for a bit, that we're going to Featherland, and I'm popping home on my way, and that I'll be back in a few weeks, hopefully, and leave the note in a book on her doorstep or something.
Okay.
With the intentional misdirect, so that if anyone questions her, she will assume that I told her the truth. Yeah, and she won't know the difference.
Safe.
Smart.
Aww. You're not gonna say goodbye to Esme?
No, I'm scared. I don't know who knows what. I don't know who, if Timolt said, I just don't want to. I'm too scared to talk to any of them now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it was my fault. I said we should take the book.
So
I'm gonna hopefully go save the world, and then they won't be mad at me anymore.
There you go.
And that's
so you guys
are
just leaving the city now?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, if we're going over to where Esme is that anywhere near where Timolt lives?
I'm gonna say that they probably live on this side.
You're not showing us the map.
Town. Oh, I'm sorry. I moved over to a different map. There you go.
So what?
I would say that they probably live on this side of town.
So we have to go all the way over to the Mages Guild area? That's great.
Yeah. I mean, you were just there.
Oh, true. That's a good point.
I will say that as you guys were walking about town, you did see a lot of protectors of Ninda, like just kind of, going door to door like you saw. Um, Also just kind of like not absent-mindedly, but like standing guard in weird places and just kind of like it's almost like the city's on lockdown.
Oh, that might make difficult leaving. I mean, that might make leaving
We've been
difficult.
checked,
That was not
though,
grammar.
you know?
What?
That might make difficult leaving, yes. Alright,
I want to believe that's what Sahara said,
yes.
though. That might make difficult leaving. I mean,
Yeah.
Alright, well, if we leave in the...
here, somebody roll me a luck check. Are you going over to that
Monty.
area?
I mean, if we're dropping
Do-
something off at Esme's, then I guess we are.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I will say this, Cade, you would also know that, like, it's, like, the middle of the day. So at the Archaeologist Society, Claudax would be there, and he could always give something. Like, he's in your friend group. I know that he hasn't been a main part of your adventure right now, but he is part of your friend group.
True.
And
You could probably just
He could
leave
always-
something at the tavern, too.
that too. You know Tanya enough that, like, if you just said, like, hey, could you just give this to whoever?
Okay,
mean,
I'll do that.
You might also run into people
Can
in the
I
tavern.
also... well, is it...
Although it's the
Yeah.
middle of the day, so not really.
Can I just tell Tanya to... I just want to pay Tanya to give Timolt a cheese plate. That way he'll know it's from me.
Yeah, you walk into the snake's foot, and Tanya goes, sure. You
Just-
do see Titian at the bar, though.
Oh. Well, we weren't very sneaky about this then.
But he just goes, what's up?
Hello.
You good? You coming in for a drink?
Oh, you're probably talking to Cade, never mind.
He's talking to all of you. Did you all go in? I wasn't sure if maybe, like, you split off and then reconvened at the end of the...
I'm sorry, I dissociated. I don't know where we're at right now.
We are currently
We're in the bar.
Snake's Foot talking to Titian. They are asking if we're getting a drink.
Gotcha. Okay.
No, we have to pop out for a bit.
Oh, going on another adventure with the professor?
Not with him. It's annoying. It's just tedious. Can you give this to Esmaine when you see her? And I hand him the book.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks. Are you gonna ask the bartender to buy Tumult cheese plate?
She already did. Tanya said, okay.
Oh.
I did.
All right.
Did you pay her for it?
How much would a cheese plate cost?
I'm not gonna make you actually.
35 gold.
Oh, that's a lot.
With
I don't know that
1,200
Titian would
gold
appreciate
in
a
all
35
the
gold
lands.
cheese plate the
Fancy
way
cheese.
that Estrella would appreciate a 35 gold cheese plate.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna make you take that out of the yeah, she goes, okay.
You know, this is I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm not saying that to Tanya, but just, this is hopefully he gets the message that I'm sorry. And that, oops. Just, and good luck.
Yeah,
Apology cheese.
Yeah, this is apology cheese.
Apologies.
Apologies, yes.
Apologies.
yeah, so Titian takes the book from you and
Well, it's been swell meeting you and, discussing the whole stuff and being perspectives, and I was that, and then, we had a nice chat, and, well, take care of yourself. Hopefully we will run into each other again when I maybe graduate from perspective to perspective. Maybe, we'll see. You know, it's all just, life's a mystery. I like to go with flow, as I said. Anyway, let's go.
I'm grabbing
Titian
her by the collar.
puts his fist out for a fist bump, though.
Ah, yes.
Puts their fist
Bump.
out for a fist bump. Alright.
Do you say
I
bump
do.
when you do
It's
it?
bump.
Well, I'll give this to Esmaine. I'll make sure Timolt comes here after work for your cheese plate.
You know, it's just, it's a fun joke between friends. You wouldn't get it. Anyway, yes.
And, we didn't talk, and he turns to Zahara and goes, we didn't talk much, but I like your style.
Thanks.
I like your shrub, too. Monty's, thanks!
That's a first.
And,
No, that's a
choice.
choice.
Well,
you
Not
guys
many
safe,
do
alright?
like him.
And Titian goes, you guys be safe, alright?
you take care of yourself, and, take...
Actually, you know what? Let me walk you out. And he actually goes to walk you guys out of the city limits.
Oh,
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Wait, before we do, I would like to whisper, can we hide the bag of holding in somebody's cleavage, maybe? So they... If it's on you as a bag, they're gonna ask to see it. If they don't see the bag,
True.
hide it in your titties.
I could... Would it
What else
fit in
is
my
it
hat?
for?
Hide
I
it
don't
in
know.
your titties.
I mean, I'm wearing a very tight outfit.
Wouldn't you think that hiding it in Monty would be a better idea?
Wouldn't it be visible?
in Monty's cleavage.
He's
Just have your, just as we were saying before,
He's a
just
shrub.
have your
He's a
have,
shrub.
have Ruby fly it up in the air and fly away with it.
Yeah.
And meet us on the other side.
Can Ruby carry that? That might be too heavy for her.
Isn't it?
does she have like a
I forget what the actual weight
Right.
of the bag of holding is. Hold on.
Isn't it 15 pounds?
Maybe. That would be pretty heavy, I guess. I don't know. It is... Yes, 15.
Ah, I'm doing the D&D.
You're doing the part of D&D that no one knows. 15... The bag of holding weighs 15 pounds.
the numbers side?
I'm getting very good at the analytical
Yeah, so you're
D&D
going. So
stuff,
we're
which
going
is
to
what I
carry a
need to do.
15-pound bag in our
Crunchiest
cleavage.
of
I also want to
numbers.
point out is kind of questionable.
What's the bag look like? Does it
So-
look
I
like
mean, if you
I
have
mean-
big cleavage, you're already basically carrying around 15 pounds.
there's no room in
Um,
Kate's cleavage? Just saying.
So we're hiding it in Monty's cleavage
I
then.
guess so.
I
In
think
Monty's
that's-
leafage.
Monty is a shrub.
Leafage.
Foliage.
His
Yeah.
leafage.
We'll let him carry the bag.
Okay.
In his
Well,
Can we
leafage.
just
So
shove it
Titian
into
is
Monty's?
walking us-
Just shove it
He's-
into his body.
He's a
Great.
shrub. It's like dropping something into a bush. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna kind
don't
of be
like
cradled and
The
kind
image
of
of you shoving it.
This
like,
shrub of holding.
shrub of holding.
No, that's what Monty says as you put the bag like into him.
Good.
He goes, "And now the shrub of holding."
We trained you
I
well.
get
I hate it too. All right.
And
Titian
yeah.
walked us out of town.
So Titian walks you guys out of town. You
Sarah's
get
calling
to.
me.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sarah doesn't know I'm streaming apparently.
Wow.
You guys get to like about here. And there is like heavy heavy guards. Blocking the the way out of town. And Titian walks you over there and and the guards there stop you and they say, where are you guys headed?
Where are we headed again? We had a lot of conversation about
Did we-
that.
Did we get our horses?
I
you
imagine
didn't
that
technically.
Can
But I'm
we have
gonna say
gotten
that
the
you guys-
horses?
I would have liked to pick up the horses on the way.
Yes, you guys got the.
Can we see the map again?
On the way to
Horses
picking up the
are
horses,
stupid.
I would like to cast Speak with Animals as a ritual. So I can walk up to Harold and say, Harold, I miss you. How you going?
Oh
You
boy.
haven't
Knows
thought-
the weight of bags of holding and uses speak with animals to chit chat with her horse.
You haven't visited me in 3 days.
Oh, I'm sorry, things got
Jesus.
very...
I thought you forgot about me.
I would never.
What was my
Things
horse's
got very
name?
hectic, unfortunately. Don't worry, I'll do better. I have a nice
I'll do better.
little, I'll do better. I have a nice little stable for you in this. And she brings out the animal pack of holding.
Get in the bag! Get in the bag, Harold. Get in the bag.
No, not yet. They're riding the horses out.
Yeah, okay, so you guys
But she
are
was
riding your
looking
horses out.
Fresh food, water, entertainment. Look at all that enrichment. Mighty good enrichment, eh?
Oh my
Okay.
god. Mighty good enrichment, eh?
I,
I have an apple.
of course. Yeah, and Zahara, I guess only beasts can enter the demi-plane. So she's gonna send Ruby into the back of holding so that Ruby can bring an apple out for the horse.
I'm gonna say that works, because that's
Oh.
fun.
A nice
and
rowboat ride.
you put your hand out with the apple, and Harold munches on it and goes, "Okay, let's
I
go."
wish we-
And
Ooh. Wait, what are the names of your horses again?
Scape
I
and
forgot.
Tasha.
And what was Steve's original name?
Winnie.
What was
My
it?
name is
Winnie.
Tasha.
Yeah.
Winnie.
Scape's original
And
name.
what's yours name?
What?
Say it again.
Scape. SC.
Scape?
Yeah, I forget. I think it was Star.
Like
Oh,
Scape?
it's because I wanted to name. I wanted to call her Starscape, but she didn't like that
And
for
I was
some
like,
reason.
no, she doesn't.
Oh.
Because Rebecca's
Um,
aunt
okay.
and grandmother's name is Winnie, and so I didn't want to name the horse Winnie. It makes me feel weird. So
Fair.
get that. Okay, so you guys get to the border and get to the border and have to pass through customs and no. And they say state your business out of Dorsima. Where are you guys headed?
we're
Where are we headed?
headed. Oh, sorry, you were speaking.
We were going to Featherland, right?
Do we?
Nope. Not really. Are we saying that?
We were going to Featherland. Wait, what?
My only concern is if we're actually going to Featherland, isn't that the opposite way?
No, but like,
We
didn't
have to
you?
leave
There's
it-
only one
There's only
way out
one way
of
out
the
of
city.
town unless we take a boat.
Oh.
Yeah, didn't you tell?
Then yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Do we know
I
that
have
you
no
told
concept
Esme
of
that?
geography. Nope.
So maybe
Nope. You don't know that. So
maybe we should roll luck whether or not we speak first, I guess. Cause yeah.
Yeah, everybody roll me initiative to see who.
Oh yeah.
I'm
I'm
gonna use one of my
advantage
bad
on
dice. The ones that always hate me.
Come on. I got a 24.
That's good.
Are you
I got a
kidding
24.
me?
That's good.
You both got a
Except-
24.
Every other
Yeah.
time I roll
Well-
initiative, I get a 13.
Well, but this is
Roll
good.
off.
I got an 8. Because I used my bad dice.
Now I got an
Roll off.
18.
So what do you want us to do for a roll off? Where roll a
Just
d20?
roll again.
Okay.
Roll again.
No,
So I
isn't
roll
it-
with
it's
advantage.
dex
Am I
based.
still rolling with 2 dice?
Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Oh well, that's a 13.
I got an 18.
All right, so Cade speaks first.
Right. So I wasn't gonna say Featherland, but I guess
Well,
that
you don't
is
have to.
the
You could
logical
say,
choice. Right.
You don't actually have to say that. You could lie twice.
But then if they hear what happened to you, then they'll know Esmane is wrong.
All right. We
Consistency
are
is key to a good lie.
going to Featherland. But I'm stopping home to take care of some family business in where am I from? Dune Bay.
You're stopping at Dune Bay and you're leaving by the road.
There's no road to get to Dune
I-
Bay. You have to take a boat.
I don't like. You can't just off-road it.
If you want to
No,
go through
this is a giant, dense, dead forest.
Oh, okay, never mind. I forgot you can't walk it.
It's cool. You can state again what you would wish.
I am going. We have to go to Featherland, and we have some family business to attend to on the way.
All right. And
I mean,
Tishin,
technically it's not wrong because, like,
Not.
family business in Covens Cove.
Tishin, just kind of looks at them and goes, "Dudes, they're cool." And they go, "All right." And they let you out of the city.
God bless.
Yeah, you
Tishin
didn't
got
even
her
have to
back.
make a deception.
Why
Nope.
does Tishin? I mean, I'm glad they trust us so much, but
And they
That's
give you
just
all
like
fist bumps and
Fist bump.
hold up the book again and say, "I'll get this to Esmane."
thank you.
And they put that's in like their back pocket or something, and they just put their hands in their pocket and they just start walking back to the tavern.
Thank you. For a
Thanks.
lot, actually.
I hope we don't die.
Me too.
Um,
Alright, let's
Well, we'll
get
find out.
and with
walking.
that note, that is where we are going to end our story for tonight.
I feel like we definitely
Hooray!
didn't do what you expected us to do. Not just in Path, but like also because we didn't face.
In time spent.
Yeah, exactly. We didn't face whatever you were saying we were going to. We should fear.
I planned this out, but I really knew that this was going to be wasted anyway, because I knew that we would not get to this point today. I was preparing in case.
Gotcha.
In case y'all woke up
At
in the
least we
morning and
can-
were just like, alright, let's go! And I was like,
we could have done that, but
In case we stopped being ourselves
in
and didn't
case
debate
if
about a path
rations
for
were
45
important.
minutes.
You made rations
Hey.
important.
I am making rations. Rations will be important for certain points of your adventures. You know, if
And
you're
when
going
they're not
into
important, I can find food.
exactly. But when you're traveling long distances, gotta worry about food.
I
All
feel content. I got new armor.
True.
Yay!
I got nothing actually.
Cade got a boat.
It's true.
And
we
I
got
got
a
juggling
boat,
balls.
and we're going to have to figure out how to use the boat. But it does solve us one problem of not having a boat. So
I will
It
be
also
right
solves
back.
you the
I know we're
problem of
ending,
being
but I'll
able
be
to
right-
assassinate someone and then just get
also
rid of the body.
true. I bet I wonder if Estrella knows someone who's used a boat like this before.
Mm.
Who knows?
We'll find out soon enough. All right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. Here are our special thanks. And if you scroll down a little bit, Laz's lottery loot, you can find it at bastionland.com. It was a kind of little write-up that they put on their blog, and I just thought that the things were fun. You guys don't look at that. You guys don't look at it.
Okay.
Because surprises. But yeah. Thank you guys. Join our Discord and socials and things.
And things.
Very good.
The brain cell left.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well,
I mean,
see you
fireworks
all
going
next
off.
week, probably. Yeah. Might do a stream on
Yeah.
Tuesday. Who knows?
We
There's a
might.
chance.
Stay
So
tuned
stay tuned
Tuesday,
for possible Tuesday stream.
for a special streaming Tuesday.
We'll see.
I will not be there. But
Bye.
I'm moving. Woo.
Bye.
Bye.